Good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We start this morning with initial jobless claims numbers in the U.S. from last week. You can see for the week of December 5th, 725,000 expected here. Actually comes out higher than expected there, 853,000 on the initial jobless claims, difference of about 128,000 there. The ongoing continuing claims number, 5.3 million expected, a little higher there, 5.7 million expected. Busy day ahead. It's Airbnb day. The IPO set to trade for the first time coming up later this morning. We'll talk all about how we're going to approach the Airbnb IPO trading on the NASDAQ for the first time today. We're going to have a look at Dash as well, active along with that AI IPO that we talked about yesterday. Both Pfizer and BNTX shares to look at this morning after a data breach relating to their COVID vaccine trial. And we also have some tech stocks moving around this morning, including Facebook. It's Thursday, December 10th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. We're going to look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see pretty red right across the board here, both Hong Kong and Shanghai to the downside, along with Japan, Australia, the Nifty, and India and Korea. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up. Bit of a mixed story here so far. We do have England trying to lead the way to the upside. Sweden down there, down a full percent. Turkey as well, back in positive territory. Let's shift over one more time. Have a look at North American markets here. You can see the NASDAQ 0.4% to the downside. We saw tech stocks leading the rally yesterday. A bit of a pullback here so far this morning to start. The TSX futures here in Toronto, 0.4 to the downside so far. We have Brazil Open trading higher. Bitcoin, another 2% pullback today. Both crude oil and gold in positive territory to start the morning. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. Big day once again today. We have lots to get through so far this morning. We have a few names moving around in the pre-market. All about Airbnb, obviously. Today we've been talking about it all week. Today is the day. Hopefully, once again, we didn't get to see DoorDash, but we'll discuss DoorDash yesterday. Ended up being a bit of a tricky trade. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? AI, certainly that was a good IPO yesterday if you were watching that one. And trading it opened a little bit earlier. Airbnb certainly is today over in the NASDAQ. So maybe they try to one-up the New York Stock Exchange and get this one opened before lunchtime. Can't really say whether it's going to happen or not, but there's some other movers out there for sure. We talked about some of the tech names that have been pushing down. Tesla down again. I'm looking at Snowflake right now down one more time. You have Disney with an investor day. Starbucks had theirs last night. Lots to get to, but we averted a disaster this morning. I'm not saying Brendan broke the coffee machine, but the coffee machine was used by somebody, and then it broke. But we managed to pick some up from an alternative source that we're putting in our mugs. So all is good on this side, because without coffee, I don't know what we do, Sean.
I don't know either. I brought a little coffee with me to begin with, but yeah, not good when the espresso machine is busted. But yeah, welcome to the show today, guys. It's going to be Airbnb day. Someone said the guy on the left is from Brampton, but if you pick any one of us, you would win that conversation and that discussion. Besides Valeria, yeah, you're not from Brampton, but not much. Anyways, we'll go on. Valeria from Russia. I'm not even sure what is the country again. Country name?
Countries? City. Chelyabinsk.
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 Chelyabinsk. Okay, Chelyabinsk in Russia. That's Valeria. I'm Sean. That's Neil and Brendan. DoorDash yesterday was exciting. I was in and out super quick and actually wound up losing on the initial trade there. Neil and Brendan did better than I. And today we'll go with Airbnb. We're really excited. But look, that tank that happened in the market, we talked about that yesterday. I think there was going to be money coming out of the market before we looked at some of these IPOs. So I think that's what happens. A lot of traders, especially as the price gets higher and higher and higher, they have to sell stuff to get into those trades, right? So I think that there was a little bit of selling in some of the rocket names yesterday, like Roku, like Tesla. Some of the names that took off did, get beat down a little bit, Palantir included there, with people taking cash out, I believe, to put money into IPOs. So Brendan, that's sort of my theory there on what happened yesterday, but we will see what happens today.
Yeah, you called that to a T yesterday. We were sitting here waiting for that IPO to open and watching some other things getting sold off pretty hard before DoorDash did get open. But we're going to have a look at DoorDash coming up. I want to talk about the chart a little bit and how it was so volatile right at the initial first trades when it did open, but did eventually move to the upside briefly and then, pretty weak throughout the rest of the trading session. So we'll have a look at that. Let's have a look at how traders here at Day Trade the World fared yesterday. The top 10 traders list. Yeah, back to the six-figure club here at number 1. A lot of markets traded as well. All, and I mean all of the Canadian markets on here. The CSE included. NASDAQ, NYMEX, OTC markets as well. 111,000 for the top trader there. 30,000 here. More U.S. Markets, 29,000. A little bit of Canadian action there. 24,000 on the NASDAQ. Got to go down to number 5 before we get into Europe. If you guys,
I just want to talk about that list there, Brendan, because look at the diversity on that top board there, right? Literally trading every single North American market, including in their NYMEX. I just want to say, I think that's very, very important that you trade the opportunities. Not all of us have the same opportunities being able to trade every single market, but I just wanted to show that because no matter where you are located, no matter what you're doing, there's opportunities in every single market. And I just thought that was awesome to see that literally, wherever there's going to be trading ideas, you can go over there and make some money, whether it's a small account, a large account, whatever. There's different opportunities everywhere. And congratulations to whoever that was that made that 6 figures.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a great point, and that's exactly why we show you this list every single day, guys, just to display the opportunity and the diversity, as Sean was saying, of the opportunities and the markets available out there. It doesn't always have to be the big 3 in the U.S. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we're going to talk a little bit about the European marketplace. We're going to have guests coming by in about 5 minutes from Europe over in Spain. I'll leave it at that for now. To start, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and hello, guys. I wish you all a great, profitable day. Please hit thumbs up so we can get 3,000 of likes, and let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get it started. Just pulling up DoorDash here. I want to have a look, guys, at this chart. We can discuss the actual open of trading for DoorDash yesterday because it ended up being extremely volatile. We saw that AI stock. It was the first to get open and start trading. Again, very low liquidity, lack of volume, first of all, and then very, very wide ranges right off the bat. DoorDash was very, very similar. Did give you a very, very brief trade to the upside, guys, before really not doing a heck of a lot. We kind of chopped around here. I mean, it's a decent range, obviously. 190 up here, 175 at the bottom for the first day. We're opening a little bit to the downside. You can see 5.5%, but pretty choppy start for this one yesterday, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about that opening trade, which is kind of the rage, I think, sometimes, is the floor bottomed out and there was no bid. It actually did hold up like a 176-ish area if you want to talk about where the offer went to and where actual volume occurred, but then snapped up and then found immediate resistance to like 186 after opening 182. So only able to take a couple of bucks out of that trade. If you hang on to it, fantastic. But if you're like the one and done, it was either a quick loss or a small win. Should have held on to it, obviously. We'll talk about maybe AI in a little bit, but the best trade was probably when it ramped up, and this is a tricky one because again, it busts the market low, or so the opening range low, and then consolidates, breaks up, failed break, comes right back down below that previous low, and then finally gives you the breakout. And I think that's the tricky part about that trade is there was something you could have had around 175 to give yourself another like $10, depending if you're holding it into the aftermarket, which some of you might be doing. But it was just not that fantastic in terms of the actual scope. So, there was some levels that we can maybe look at today. It's just AI. While we're sitting there waiting for DoorDash to open up, there was like 4 or 5 scalp trades off AI when it was bouncing off 100, and you could have had like 100 to 105. It's like 100 to 106, 100 to 103. All the while we're sitting there, hands on the keys, waiting for DoorDash, and AI actually was pretty good. And this morning, AI has done more pre-market volume as well.
Yeah. Yesterday was actually my first negative day in December and lost more than I would have liked to on that initial in there. So my plan, and thanks Brent or whoever it was here on chat that asked me, am I going to change? Here it is right here. Yeah, good one. It was Brent. There. This is a great question. And I think this is a question that every single trader needs to ask themselves every single day. Are you changing your plan based on Dash? That 1 minute range was legit. And actually, yeah, a little bit I am. That's a great question. So what I did here, this is a 3-minute chart. Let's just break it down to a 1 minute. I know Neil just talked about it there. Look, yesterday, like I said, lost more than I would have liked. My plan was, and if you watch the video, it's Airbnb video. It's actually out now. It's the same for every IPO. And that was I took the opening print with, big shares and decent shares for myself anyways. And then I just put a stop down at 180. So because I was like, if the 182 breaks, I have too many shares where even a $2 loss is something that I'm not really comfortable with on that particular trade. So unfortunately, as soon as it opened, I pushed enter and I hit the stop order out for 180 and it filled in 10 seconds. So I instantly lost about $2.50. I think I got $179.50, which was actually good because I think someone got filled on here. Neil asked if this was real print. It did show up, somewhere else on another platform as well. I think it was a very, very light amount of shares. I didn't see many, but I think it really did drop to about 174, 175 on that initial break. So if I had held on for any sort of a loss limit larger than $2, I probably would have lost my whole month for sure in 10 seconds. So today on Airbnb we're gonna do, and then after that it didn't really trade well enough for me to do anything. It was kind of choppy. I did take a 186 break at one point, and then this run in the afternoon. I'm gonna look for that today in Airbnb, guys. I just don't think that when it was down to 175, the underwriters probably thought to themselves, hey, look, if we don't get this thing above the open price of 182, then it's going to be bad press, right? People are going to lose faith a little bit in IPOs. Like I got yesterday, I saw CNBC. Oh, DoorDash closes. What a great successful day. Closes 189. Yeah, right. It went from in the last 2 minutes, it went from 183 to 187. Okay, so you do get a little bit of a bump up there, but it looks good on paper for the underwriters if they get it above the price. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for today. I'm gonna take about half of the shares on the open price so I don't get jiggled out, hopefully in the first couple seconds, and then we'll add to that position. So yes, Brent, to answer your question, I think we all probably will change a little bit of our strategy here going from yesterday to today. And if you don't do that, then I just really feel like you're not analyzing your trades. Neil and I talk all the time about doing some homework and looking over your past successes and your failures. And yesterday was a failure for me. So I'm going to go less shares so I don't need to punch out right away. And then we'll watch and see what happens the rest of the day. I just hope, like Neil mentioned, that we get going before 11:30, guys.
One of the things that I think we have to consider, and a great point from Sean there, when it comes to, even if it's not necessarily changing your approach to the trade, but maybe changing your risk idea and understanding that it could be a lot, more volatile than we are expecting with both the C3 AI yesterday, IPO, and DoorDash coming in much more volatile than expected. Let's continue the conversation here. We're going to bring in guests to start things off this morning. Luis Barbado joining us from Barcelona, Spain, in the Day Trade the World family, trade floor owner and manager over in Spain. Great to have you back, Luis. Good morning. First of all, good afternoon for you. These markets have been very exciting over the past couple of weeks. We almost got, another gear, another level reached here, all-time highs over the past couple of sessions for the markets overall. Just as a broad kind of spectrum, is there one maybe area of the market or one or two symbols that you guys have been noticing kind of trading a little more volatile than expected over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, well, hello again, Brendan, Sean, and Neil, and all the followers. We've been trading pretty active on the electric vehicles, of course, with the tickers as XPEF, NEO, and all the stocks surround this sector. So that was the main point for us for the last couple of weeks, even 1 month. We've been pretty active on NEO. You've seen how much volume it has every day, 100 million, 200 million shares a day. So we are scalping a lot and pretty fast and with high volume there on this sector mainly.
Yeah, with short-term.
Of course, some days if we have some vaccine-related, also we are there.
Yeah, with short-term, time frames, we have to kind of go where the action is, as we talk about all the time. I want to get your thoughts real quick on these IPOs. First off, are you the type of trader that looks at an IPO? Because, obviously not all traders will be. And what were your thoughts on those two yesterday?
It's not very usual that we trade IPOs, only if it's a lot of volume there and the underwriter is really taking care of it and is pushing higher, then we trade it. But it's not very our expertise, our core point in our trading. Of course, today we'll look Airbnb, and if it opens, as Son said, above the price and the underwriter is taking care, we will try to jump long on the stocks, of course, and we will check how are the locates. Just in case if we see the underwriter kind of hold the price, we might take some shorts as well. We'll take a look at it.
It's a great point that you make. Even if your initial plan is not to short the stock, to have that ability to be able to go short is always key. Great stuff, Lewis. I'm going to bring in Neil and Sean here. We'll continue some discussion on the symbols today.
Hi, Lewis. I quickly want to jump in. I already checked. I think it's 5.7 cents a share on Airbnb there. So I've locked mine in because even if you don't plan on going, taking a short position, flexibility is everything. So better to be prepared. Yeah. I've got caught with my pants down many times on the show where I'm looking at a stock and I don't have the locates, and I had all the time in the world to get them done. You mentioned there the EV space and some of those high-flying names. Now, you've been mostly scalping on something like NIO, because when you talk about these 100 million volumes every single day, is that kind of your core go-to type of play to sort of look at moves like, and again, it puts in these $1.50 moves, but are you more concentrating on, larger position size, in and out more nimbly, or trying to get some of these bigger gap and follows?
We are not the type of traders that are looking for home runs. Actually, we trade very short term, like 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes trade. So we try to go big, but for this, trying to forecast what's going to happen in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So we are not looking for home runs and big movements, mainly. Of course, some days like yesterday, we try to avoid we have some bias, so we try to avoid some long positions on the opening on NIO or, of course, Tesla on XPEF. But our core point is looking for these very fast movements, kind of trading big position, but in short time terms always.
Absolutely, and I should say, of course, remind everybody, Lewis, day trade the world office, so direct market access, able to get paid to trade get for rebates, in and out fast on low fees. Those are the kind of things you have to do if you're going to do that style of trade, right, Sean?
Yeah, no, exactly. And look, it's been an exciting day. And it's interesting to hear that you guys wait. Are you, hey, Lewis, what's going on? Thank you for all the talk back and forth on Twitter. You guys are also a great follow. So I would offer anybody to follow you guys on Twitter as well. How is the Academy going? I know you're hiring more traders. We talked a little bit about that. How are things like in Barcelona right now with the environment? Unfortunately, coronavirus is still around here, and I'm sure it is there. But how is the environment for traders right now? Are you guys still pretty, positive thinking, forward looking? You starting to hire again?
Absolutely, we're very positive. We're growing kind of fast. Actually, in the last months, the market has been so generous that we are growing. And right now we are 20 traders, and next month we're hiring 5 new guys coming in. So we'll be like 24, 25 guys for January already. So yeah, we're positive, and this environment for day traders is always pretty good. So yeah, we keep working on that here. Yeah.
Good. I asked you that question because I saw you tweeting out there that you guys are having a great month. I think you had all of your traders positive on the floor not too long ago, a couple days ago. And so big congratulations to that. Did you want to share with us, I know you talked a little bit about the EV space, but is there one symbol in particular that you guys look at absolutely every single day? And not just look at, but maybe trade. And I don't want you to give us any of your secrets, but is there something like, for me, I always have to look at NIO. Right? We always have to look at those kind of stocks. Is there one that's sort of like your office's baby kind of thing?
Yeah, we change the stocks most of the time, but we have this statistics system, so it tells us how we are doing on every stock. So I'm going to share the screen just for a second here to show you. So the first thing we do is what did we trade yesterday and how much money we trade and how much money we made on every stock, right? So yesterday we can see that we made a lot of money in NIO, we made money in Curious, we made money on Luminar, we made money on Tesla. So the first thing we do in the morning is check how are these stocks today? Are we going to trade it again or not? And then we add some new symbols every day. We have some fetish symbols, of course, as NEO. The last couple of months, we traded every day and we make money every day, yes. But every day we add some symbols, new symbols. Today we have Curious again. As yesterday we have AMMP, of course. It's very active. It's pushing highs. It's 163% today. So we're going to trade IMMP, of course. We're going to trade Palantir, of course, is 3.5%. It's going to be active today as well. So, but mainly today we'll focus on IMMP, Curious, and NEO.
Okay, great. Louis, absolutely fantastic. That looks like a lot of work you guys have put into it, and I know that that's an important reason why we want to have you on the show, just to show that, you know, there is a lot of work that goes into becoming not only a successful day trader, but obviously owner and operator of your own floor and academy there. So congratulations to that. That looked fantastic, and I wish I had a spreadsheet like that myself to keep track. And I know you've offered it, so you'll probably offer it again. But thank you so much, Louis. I'm going to throw you back to Brendan. We got to wrap and start going over our watch list.
Yeah, lots to get through this morning before we get to the open. Louis, appreciate your time today. Best of luck in today's session and the rest of the week as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Brendan.
There we go, guys. A little bit of a look from across the pond over in Spain, in Barcelona. Louis Barbado, one of the Day Trade the World trading floors, owner and operator, joining us this morning to talk a little bit about the past couple of weeks and what he's looking at coming up today. Guys, I just brought up Eli Lilly here. The chart of Eli Lilly, big move to the upside yesterday. We're kind of floating around in the pre-market here, right where the day ended yesterday. There is a couple of analyst moves on that. We're going to get to this in a couple of seconds, but they had some positive news yesterday. So Eli Lilly, worth a watch here, you think?
It's a tough stock. I mean, it's a tough stock to trade. We don't normally trade it. I was just looking at its daily chart. It's gone through some key levels. We did have that. It was a breakthrough on not a cancer drug. It was something yesterday. But you can see there, it does break through here, this 150 mark. And that to me was really key. We look at a lot of stocks like DraftKings is another example, breaking out. And this one, you did have this 155 level. And as soon as we got above that, I think it's all clear until about a 170 print coming. So, look, I like the space. I think with the population getting older and older, this is the right space, man. Eli Lilly, Pfizer, not just Pfizer because of that, AstraZeneca. And I know we're talking about vaccine names, but really, Eli Lilly's not in that game. But everyone's working on something. So I like Eli Lilly here, but it's only done, Neil, 11,000 shares so far today. So not much happening in the pre-market, but I do like a breakout. So let's just see what happens today on that. It looks like it's getting going. We saw Starbucks break out, and now it's at all-time highs.
Yeah, honestly, Eli Lilly kind of falls into that sometimes better to own, not trade type of category, but when there's a catalyst, maybe worth watching. For anyone that's watching this IMMP here, obviously a big-time mover in the aftermarket and still making pushes to the upside today. Just watching this 6 even level, we just turned around off it, but it's a clean upward trend here, 25 million worth of volume. Looks like this one could be primed for a bit of a break, but $7 was a post-market high yesterday, so watch that level as well. But IMMP might not wait till 9:30 to make another move up here. I believe we are ready for some upgrades and downgrades. Let's go to Brendan at the screen.
Yeah, before we get into the watch list, guys, if you haven't done so already, sign up for the watch list. Let's get you look at the upgrades and downgrades for today. On this side of the board, upgrades here, downgrades over there. 5 below, Levi Strauss, Eli Lilly, that was the one we just looked at, obviously, Ralph Lauren. On that side of the board here, Best Buy, Canada Goose, Halliburton, and Tesla. Yeah, JP Morgan yesterday coming out kind of reiterating their negative position on Tesla and the gains that the stock has had over the past year or so. I'm going to skip through Eli Lilly because we just looked at it and show you this one. Tesla down again today on the watch list, guys, but 5% to the downside here, sitting right around this 575. I mean, was it yesterday or the day before we were talking about 650 on Tesla?
666. I think we talked about.
I mean, we love JP Morgan, Neil, but I mean, honestly, man, like you're up 700% or 600% from March. So, I mean, a downgrade, sure. And to be expected, I think, at some point, a lot of these high flyers often come in and they get downgraded a little bit just based on that it's run too far. I was talking with Randy. I don't think there's anything wrong with the company. I mean, you can read through it. It's just negative stance. I mean, their big thing here, and we're going over the watch list. And if you want to look at that, watchlist.tradertv.live. Let me just show that to you quickly just so you know what we're talking about out here. This is absolutely free, guys. And here it is right here, Tesla down 4.5%. But look, reiterated its negative stance on the stock, saying the stock has increased more than 808% over the past 2 years, okay? The analyst price target's up 451%. All right, so that's something that's a little bit concerning because of how high it ran up. People have been tweeting at me, including Randy as well here. I said take some off if you're in here as a trade. That was yesterday or 2 days ago at 6:48. We talked about that. But they also lowered their EPS for Tesla over the next 5 years. So they used to not earn anything. Now they're earning, and then it's getting lowered. So we'll wait to see. I think 550 could be a buy here on Tesla. The one-day chart doesn't look super great here, but if we can, 550 is...
Some support at 40 below that 50 level, so I mean, I'm with you there.
Yeah, 540, 545 or so could be a spot. I think, guys, Tesla, Matt, I saw your super chat there. Look, I think Tesla does continue to go down because it's of these IPOs. I mean, it's just, it sucks, but there's a lot of money coming out of a lot of these high flyers getting ready for, like, look, if you're only trading with a $20,000 account or something like that and you want to trade Airbnb IPO, you may put all 20 grand into that, right? So you gotta liquidate your other positions. And traders often will look at a position that's in the money so much and will say, that's it, I'm flattening that, I'm gonna get my money into Airbnb for a couple days or however long, and then put it back into some of these other names. So I am getting ready to buy on these dips, guys. And I have a few names ready to go. We'll talk about that during the show.
All right, guys, we'll also keep you updated as we can, or best we can, when it comes to the Airbnb IPO. We did discuss it early on this morning as far as how maybe what happened yesterday changes your approach a little bit to both the trade itself and also the risk you're putting towards it. Very, very volatile, both AI and DoorDash yesterday. So Airbnb, again, we'll keep you updated as far as how it's looking, when it's going to open possibly. Let's talk about Facebook here, guys. We had a big move down in the afternoon yesterday overall in the market, but Facebook in particular, an antitrust lawsuit being filed by the New York State Attorney General down here again this morning in the pre-market for Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know that this is terribly surprising. There's been chatter that they're going to go back and look at their acquisitions and antitrust. This has been going on for a while. And obviously, I think this might have more to do with what Sean's talking about. I think the continuation today than necessarily this antitrust suit. And we're only down 1% anyways. We are getting to this 270 level, possibly that you might still find a bit of a base. So it wouldn't be a horrible idea. I was just throwing in the chat there. I'm going to probably take a shot at fading Tesla on a bounce. I don't know that I want to jump into Facebook today. I feel like there's going to be bigger fish to fry in terms of volatility. All that said, I was only looking at one price level other than that 270 if it bases there. And that's going to be not necessarily, if you look at this pre-market bottom here at 278, a bit of a bounce and ramp up at that price back on the first of the month. And I kind of feel like if we glide up towards that level and can catch a roll, I like that 278 price. Otherwise, probably going to stay away from Facebook unless it's some kind of a bounce play off of that 70 even.
So I kind of, this is going to surprise a lot of people, but I think we could probably go short today. Yeah, the NASDAQ is down quite a bit here, 0.74, we continue to slide. The rhetoric's going to be the same here. I can't keep saying the same stuff, but I think money's coming out of these names. Yesterday, we did have that little bit of a dump here on that news. Look, as a Facebook shareholder, I want them to break Facebook up. I want them to break up Google, was my largest holding. I want them to break up Facebook, everything. Go ahead and do it. Let's unlock some value in these stocks for sure. I mean, imagine Instagram or WhatsApp as a separate entity. I mean, if DoorDash is going to go out at $60 billion, like what the hell is Instagram going to go out at, like $6 trillion? Like, so, I mean, Facebook is just going to be a monster from now on. The rest, I think the rest of history, to be honest with you, unless something does change, obviously not the rest of history. We saw what happened to MySpace, not to compare the two, but okay, 274. This is why I bring that up, yesterday's move. You can get this little bottom here, 273.50. I think if we can break that today, then, we definitely would see this little tick down 271. So I'm going to look at 274, see what happens around here at 274 today on Facebook. I think we're going to get to that. So if you want my opinion, you could short now. Look at the NASDAQ. It's still pushing. I talked about the short minutes and minutes ago, and that I think the market's coming off today. That was about 60 handles ago or so on the NASDAQ, and it still continues to fall. So yeah, Facebook up today. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's bad news. I just think money comes out of Facebook today. There's that 273 bottom again in the aftermarket, in the pre-market, sorry. So let's look at 274 or so as a bottom. And look, I mean, just as we're talking about it, here comes Facebook.
Yeah, remember, guys, it was the NASDAQ and the tech group that led to the downside yesterday. The ES, I'm just watching here, only 0.54%. So the NASDAQ definitely leading as well. Let's have a look at that ES. We'll bring Arun in here and get some levels to be aware of, Arun. We are looking at some negativity once again today going towards the open here.
Yeah, yesterday's move kind of opened trading up a little bit. When we started yesterday, when I came on yesterday, we were going dead sideways. We were going nowhere. We did have a couple ranges. We broke the range and we just opened it up. So this allows trading to kind of just take place now. So a couple things, a couple of levels that I'm looking at here. 37.15, that's the one. That was a high point from yesterday. That was the top end of the range. And then I had 36.95 as the bottom, which we broke. So after we broke it and we put in this low of 36.60 yesterday, 38.85 was the level I was keeping an eye on. And, we got as high as 36.80 today in the overnight session. So that allows that 85 to stay in place to 36.85. And now we just broke the low of 36.60 as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking for some shorts. I've got some orders out. Right now, the ES is trading at 36.53, a little too far in my books in terms of what I'm willing to pay. So as it starts coming back above 36.55, I'm going to start taking some shorts here. The level I'm going to use for that as a stop is 36.70. So that's the first checkpoint, I guess, on a short. If we break that, then 36.85 is the next one. So a couple levels that I've got, not fairly close together, but far enough apart from my liking. 36.85 on the top end, 36.70 as the first one that I'll keep an eye on for my first short. And of course, for the downside, we have absolutely nothing. So we are looking for an expansion to the downside. At least I'm looking for an expansion to the downside. One thing to keep in mind, though, today is also the last full day of trading for the December contract. We do a rollover tonight. So Friday, we'll be moving over to the front month contract. Will change over to March. Volume will be hit or miss depending on how people decide to trade it. I find that most of the time when we do a rollover, most volume shifts over on Monday, not necessarily tomorrow, even though the official changeover happens tonight. So keep that in mind as well for volume for tomorrow. Not necessarily today, but for tomorrow's trade, it might be split between the two contracts.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, we've got to make sure we're on the right contract all the time. Very good point he makes there. You want to monitor the actual trade volume that's going off during the session. So if the back month contract is doing more volume tomorrow, then we still look at that one. But as of Monday,
it up right now so we can see
let's go to
what you're talking about there. So that's a great call by Arun and a great look by. If you could go maximum screen here, guys. Yeah. So here is the H21, right? So this is the NASDAQ H21 handle. So that's going to come tomorrow, like he was saying, expiration tomorrow of the NZ20. So right there, you see 6,400 contracts done. So watch this, NQZ20 right now. That's our current contract. You're seeing 71,000 contracts going through right now. So we're still on the Z20, but great point there. Thank you, Mr. Arun, for that.
Number does flip tomorrow, then we go to the next one. Let's go to DoorDash, guys. We talked about it briefly at the start of the show there when it comes to the actual open yesterday and how it did trade. We're back inside the range, basically, from yesterday. If you take yesterday's entire range, we're right in the dead center here. We have a video over on Market Wisdom talking about second day plays and how to approach the second day of trading off of a news event or, in this case, an IPO. So let's get a plan going here for DoorDash, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing to say is it's a little bit disappointing on volume pre-market. So, I might prefer AI just a little bit, but you got to watch out for, I was looking at this level initially, and this is going to be where it ramped up in the afternoon. It was like a 179, a 180-ish area. So we're holding below that, which to me is a bit of a bearish look on DoorDash. And like we talked with Luis, I already have a locates for the potential short. Doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to take it. I will not trade this because it's only 100,000 shares. I will not trade it until it opens up and we get volume. But it just broke this 178. I think that would have been a good opportunity if there was any liquidity for a shot trading that at the open, 178. Just to use that 79 to 80 as your stop area and see if it heads down in towards that somewhat support at 72. Now, keep in mind, on the opening flush, there was support at 76-ish range. You see a crazy candle down here, but really the support did come in around 76. So I think that's going to be a little bit of a target area. If we can break out at 180, maybe it's a lunchtime or late day type of play in the event that we're bearish in the morning. But those levels I'm watching on DoorDash, I'm going to favor the shorts in the morning. I look for maybe a potential breakout through that same 78 to 80 area in the afternoon. So that's what I'll be watching over in Dash.
Yeah, I want to look here on the imbalance locator. A lot of you like that feature, and yeah, it's actually nothing right now. So I'm actually really super surprised. The liquidity was great. Crap yesterday on DoorDash and on Open. You know, Greg actually videotaped a screen, and it was amazing. No wonder I got basically limited out in 10 seconds. The spread was like $3 or $4, and there was really no big prints in like the first couple seconds. So I was really surprised at that. And look, today there's absolutely no interest in DoorDash. Like 23,000 shares bid. So this thing is going right where it deserves to go, in my opinion, into the gates of hell, because this is way, I mean, look, if you're long and holding overnight, I don't know. Maybe you're a fan of DoorDash. You know, again, I didn't even know they existed here in Canada. Apparently they do. Look, it's a competitive environment. I don't like this for a long-term play. I think the valuation came out at a ridiculous price. The market's at all-time highs. There's a fever pitch for all of this. And look, man, it's just going down, down, down. I wish that this wasn't pre-market right now, but I am thinking to short. I don't see why we can't just short this break right here, 173. I mean, a touchdown to 173. I'm getting ready, locked and loaded. I'm not loaded yet, but I will be as soon as this market opens. Let's see the liquidity. I want to make sure there is liquidity in that name. Randy, is the coffee machine fixed yet? It's working. Okay, good. So we'll get some more coffee there. I thought that there was just going to be a loose little a valve there or something. That's probably what it was. Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Brendan broke it, I guess. Everyone throwing Brendan under the bus today. 173.20 here, and he gets here early, and he's the hardest working guy. Like, he should get the most coffee out of all of us. 173 and change going to the downside. I like that break, guys. I'm not going to be going long DoorDash unless I see some kind of, like, if it builds this as a safety net and there's a level there, then fine. You know, I'll go long. But for right now, man, I'm only thinking negative. And good luck on that, Neil. You got to make sure you do have shortable shares. Your broker may not have them. Sometimes, yeah, depending on that. So double check with your broker if you are trying to go short on margin.
Yeah, speaking on the value, I didn't break the coffee machine. Speaking on the valuation for a second, guys, we were sitting here waiting for this thing to open yesterday, and they were talking about a combined value that was greater than both Chipotle and Domino's. So Domino's, Chipotle combined, DoorDash is not worth that much. So let's talk about Pfizer and BioNTech. Back on watch again this morning. It was the European Medicines Agency coming out yesterday confirming they were the target of a cyber attack, and specifically data surrounding the vaccine trial that both BioNTech and Pfizer were the head of. So some critical data breached, apparently, when it comes to the trial data, guys, for Pfizer and BioNTech.
Yeah, and look, obviously you're going to see what happened to Pfizer yesterday on a big break at 43, and we talked about some support at that 41 area previously, and we actually got into this this bounce. I'm actually watching 42.35. You know, you had a double top there made after the flush. You have the pre-market high right at that same price. I think obviously it's going to be a bit of a bearish look. We're actually flat on the session right now in Pfizer, but the market's going to roll over. You can probably count Pfizer as one of the names that'll dump, but that's going to be my resistance point there, that 42.35 all day. If I can get something anywhere close to 42 to make the risk reward worth it, because I think maybe there'll be some support again at 41, that's going to be the look for me on Pfizer. BioNTech, I mean, I usually tend to trade these names only when they're in play, and that's when I'll jump into Pfizer. If there hadn't been good volume in Pfizer, and it's like 1.3 million right now, maybe I'd be looking at BioNTech, but 1.3 on Pfizer is fantastic, so I think there's a day trade in this name today. I'm just looking for another rollover, see if we can't get to that 41 again.
Yeah, I like the long in Pfizer, but like Neil said, the market today is very negative and has a bearish feel to it, especially after that move yesterday in the afternoon. I mean, you got to watch out for some of those moves, but we didn't close on the low, which was a good thing. Thanks, Rob. That's probably good. I mean, I don't know if it works or not. Pfizer here, 400,000 shares to the bid side. It's our largest imbalance located. stock right now on the NYSE, so NASDAQ not coming out yet, but this is pretty small. Those of you that watch the show, I mean, sometimes you get millions here, right? So we'll wait to see on that. Airbnb, again, the imbalance locator not loaded yet for that, but there's BFT as well, PaySafe SPAC. And you mentioned today, Brendan, that there was also a weed SPAC. So I hopefully we'll get to that as well. But I just want to note that there was Aurora Cannabis on here as well as a sell. We talked about AI, Neil. I mean, again, that's the kind of the sleeper right now as DoorDash gets all the attention. But AI right now, 400,000. This is C3. It's looking much, much stronger than DoorDash. Is that's coming up on our list? No. Yes, it is coming up soon. So we'll talk about AI soon. But right now, we're just running through our watch list, guys. Watchlist.tradertv.live.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the interest. Sean was mentioning the interest there in DoorDash, or non-existent interest, versus that AI from yesterday. It's the one right at the bottom. Silver Spike Acquisition Corporation is a cannabis company. So cannabis company going public via SPAC. So we'll get down to that here in a few seconds. Let's talk about Kodak first. So they're a biopharma company. They're going to make ingredients for vaccines, and now they're going back to printing, apparently. So they signed a deal with Microsoft and a bunch of other companies for a digital platform for the replacement of printers, it sounds like, for companies. So Kodak here, guys, with a nice move, 10% at one point in the pre-market.
Yeah, it essentially bounced and just retook yesterday's range before failing again. So you look at that 11, it had trouble getting through this pre-market. We're headed right back towards this 950 bottom, it sort of seems like here. Probably has to break 10 first. I'm going to look to be playing a bounce on Kodak. I just feel like usually there's some kind of buy, squeeze type action in this name, even though I don't necessarily think this is the news that should be taking it on a breakthrough 11. Stranger things have happened. I'd like to be shorting in front of this 1050, at least initially. Let's quickly just go to the 1 minute so you can see better. I'd like to see if it can't pop up at 930, take something in like the 35 to 40 range off of that 50 level. If that breaks, go hunt for something else. But 10 even breakdown is also worth the play. We're going to have to make sure we get locates here because some days we get Kodak for free to short day trade the world. Other days you're paying like a cent a share, a third of a cent, maybe a couple of pennies. So either way, it's likely to be worth it. As you said, Brennan, they're sort of all over the place with this one. And it was a hard rejection off yesterday's high in the pre-market here. And then, consolidation was, a good 5% lower. That tells you all you need to know about what the market is saying, at least initially, to this news.
I read this report. I have it up here because, again, this is what our watch list is going to provide to you guys. We're going through Eastman and Kodak right now, and then we're going to go to AI next. So definitely sign up. Like, I see this in here, and I get a little bit tingly because they're going to make a deal with Microsoft. So to me, that means something. But this, I don't understand. Kodak's Prinergy? Like, what kind of a name is that? Like, I get that it's printing and it's energy, but Prinergy? I'm almost willing to short it just because of that name there, Prinergy. I don't even know what they're doing with that. But anyways, it's a new business for them. Scalable, automated, end-to-end solutions for printing. So yeah, definitely get that. It's all right here. If you don't sign up for a watch list, then really, I think that's one of the big things that's helped me become a much better trader over the last little while is actually looking at stocks that are moving and not just trading the same names every single day, and then getting on stocks that have volume. And then today, I mean, nothing wrong with Kodak, 1.17 million shares. I like, Neil's talking about shorting it. I think that's a great idea as well. But I like a 1050 break just to see. So the order's already in, so I'm going to take it if it breaks 1050. But I just want to see if that little Microsoft bump has something to do with anything. So let's just wait to see. Maybe we saw what Amazon and BlackBerry, when that deal went through, we saw what that did for BlackBerry. But mind you, that was already up like 70% in the pre-market. This is only up 4%. So again, not a huge deal here, but I do think when you sign something with Microsoft and you start to partner up, it seems like a good move for Kodak. So I'll wait for 1050 to go long, but I'm not scared at all to go short through 10. So did we have shortable shares, Neil, or did you have to get them?
You know what, honestly, Sean, it was really early, so I don't remember if I put them in. I was about to double check that, but if I paid anything from it, was like a cent or two. So either way, I do have the shares.
We have them. We have them free.
We have them free. There you go. So we were able to go short on that on the Kodak. For one thing to reiterate here, I'm probably not going to take in front of that 1050 until after the open. So if it comes up and bounces through that level at like 925, I do not like getting into short on a pop on a name that has positive news like this. right at 9:25 to 9:30. Just usually it's a sucker's play, and there's a better entry point on the other side of 9:30.
All right, guys, let's go to AI. We showed it there briefly and talked about it. Billionaire Tom Siebel led C3 AI, making its debut on the New York Stock Exchange yesterday. Seemingly more successful even than DoorDash. We are seeing more interest anyways this morning for C3 AI. Back to the upside today, guys, for AI.
Yeah, and we were just saying how it was a little bit stronger, and then, of course,
Reloaded.
there it is, the bang.
Yeah, we got the bang mark.
I
Yeah,
looked
got
for that.
Thank you, Mr. Randy. It's bang. You can pick these up, man. It's bang on one side. I don't want to spill it.
And then trade TV on the other.
And trade TV on the other. Go ahead, Neil. Sorry about that.
No, I was looking for that one in the morning, and I just went with the standard cup there. We were just talking about how AI was holding up a little bit better, and off of the open, and it's hard to see, of course, because it's going to be very, very choppy and wild yesterday. Action, it did halt on the way upside, but after it reopened, got to a 115 top. This is what I was sort of talking about. It broke 100 a couple of times, but only went a couple of dollars down, held the opening range bottoms here at 95, and then just kept bouncing. It gave you some scalp plays and then finally broke back out. So I was looking at that level. Of course, you can see in the afternoon, it couldn't break above 99. Then we get this. We get like 99 holding support, a bit of a break, support again. So I wanted to play off this at the open, and then, of course, as we're talking about it, it breaks down as well. So we'll have to go back to that 95 level from yesterday's price action. Let's see if that can find a bit of a base there. The liquidity, it's like doing 4 times the volume of Dash, and the liquidity on Dash is sort of grinding downside. There's just nothing on the bid. Every now and then, at least on AI, I'm seeing a few buyers, they'll sort of step up. I'm kind of hoping that's what we'll see at 95. If I see a buyer down there, probably going to try a trade alongside in front of it, see if we can't get a bit of a bounce. But 95 is certainly the new level to watch, and now that we've managed to break downside from that 99 to 100.
Talking about MindMed. Remember when we had Kevin O'Leary on the show talking all about MindMed? This stock was 50 cents, and that was only a little while ago. So now MMEDF, congratulations to anybody that followed Kevin and some of us here on our show as well. Have been trading MindMed. So congratulations, anybody made money. It looks like MindMed here just keeps on going upside. That is microdosing. So watch out for that stock. I think there's something there on that one as well. I did want to get to this BFT. Look, AI is going to open up, Neil, and the spread yesterday, we saw it was like dollars. Yeah. So we'll see what happens today. This BFT, this is right where I'm long. So I did want to look at this quickly. I think this is a great long, oops, this is still MindMed, BFT, there it is. I still think this is a good long-term thing on PaySafe right now. I love PayPal, I love Square, and I'm a big investor into both of those. So we'll see if this can do anything. But yesterday, let's drop this down to a 3-minute chart. BFT right now is SPAC. Yesterday's high, 1350. I always want to keep this 1350 in mind. We've been bouncing off 1350 a couple times, so I wanted to look at that and bring that to your attention just in case the market gets going. I do like that 1350, but on a weak market, again, money coming out of new names. You have to expect that, so you got to watch out. I think this is a good spot to reload for a longer-term play on BFT, downside 1250-ish, guys.
Okay, guys, I was just reading a story here on MindMed. Looks like they filed a offering today. So anyone, looking at MindMed, there was an offering to be aware of. Let's talk about Starbucks. Sean mentioned this right at the beginning of the show yesterday. There was the Investor Day yesterday. They did announce it, ended up after market, that they were reiterating their strong stance for the perspective of a bounce back next year. And their full year forecast for 2021 was revised to the strong side. So, there you go. It's a live feed, guys, of Valeria's desk. So the actual news was positive in that the 2021 forecast was better than expected. So, nice little pump aftermarket for Starbucks.
Yeah, I mean, outside of we can talk about 104, but let's see. We have an announcement to make. Valeria, Miss Starbucks herself, has gone to drinking tea. Now, it's worth noting a couple of things. One, she's wearing the Pew Pew Capital uniform and now drinking the official drink of Arun's. I mean, Arun is a tea drinker and he has been for years. So Valeria jumping ship. We should start taking bets how long it'll last. I'll say 1 month or by the new year. So I'll call January 1st and she's back in the Starbucks. Speaking of which, I'm really only looking at this 104 pre-market high on Starbucks and no other levels.
I love Starbucks. Starbucks is the one that I missed for a long-term play. I was actually long this thing in the 50s and sold it in the 60s, and now embarrassingly embarrassingly enough, up to 103. I'm taking way under that January target. I thought a week, but okay. So I'm going to go under Jan 1 on that one for Valeria, back to Starbucks. But yeah, green tea, I guess, is what she's liking. So shout out to anybody that's a tea drinker. Look, we were long Starbucks, like you said, Brennan, not too long ago, about I think it was around 100, and then we used 100 as our stop. It didn't work. It was yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. It was 101 or so. Yeah, right around here. Yeah, that's right. And then now today, obviously, Investor Day coming. I thought we'd get a bump yesterday, but we didn't. So we get one today in the pre-market here, guiding forward, confirming 21 guidance. I love Starbucks. I think we go higher from here. I'm looking at a 104. I mean, everything is all-time high right now. So I'm looking at a 104 break. 118,000 shares coming off in the market already. Oh man, I just wish the market wasn't down this 1%. And by the way, guys, like, not to say that I actually wasn't even I heard Arun, but was looking at stocks. I'm not sure if he was looking at downside levels, but we called this when we started the show here. We called this move to the downside. So I really hope that a lot of you are still short or looking at shorts anyways. But I like Starbucks to go long. It's just I'm not going to take one right off the open. I'm not going to do any of that today because the market could fall, man. We got to look for better prices. And I think that if we can get this back to 102, then yeah, let's load it up at 102, guys. But let's not take a 104 break until we're certain. And if we do, it will be small. So I'm going to put some bids down here, 102.
All right, everyone was focused yesterday in the afternoon on this Greenwich Life Sciences. This move was just unbelievable yesterday. It started about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We mentioned the stock on the show yesterday, GLSI, around $17. I believe the actual top by the end of the day was $158, and then it came all the way back to $48. We're heading back to the upside again today. The news story on this was there was a breast cancer trial, a 5-year trial that came back with a 100% efficacy rate with 168 patients. So zero reoccurrence of breast cancer in all 168 patients that participated in this trial. So it's obviously fantastic news. That being said, obviously there's no value you can put on something that could be that positive. But that being said, guys, this was a short squeeze.
It certainly was a short squeeze, but like the fact that the news is so good, Brennan, is probably why it then still managed to make a move here in the aftermarket to like 80, back to $80 after closing at 57 and still holding basically that range. I'm not sure anybody has a strong, firm grasp on where to value this name. It has this little area here at 77. I'll take this with a grain of salt here. I mean, I actually just tried IMMP, which you could consider a bit of a sympathy play to the upside because they're also, their positive news is on another breast cancer trial, which is not nearly as good as GLSI's, and I don't even think it's the same stage. GLSI going to stage 3 here. But 77 does look like a bit of a level. If it breaks, it's going to be hard not to try a little something to the short side if we even get shares shortable today. Yesterday, they were a ridiculous price. When I checked this morning, you couldn't even get them. If something obvious like another, I guess, crazy ramp up starts happening and you just sort of get like a 90 or 100 obvious break, I'll play long into a squeeze if it's going to happen again. It seems like it does want to make a bit of a base. We've seen day 2 moves happen before. Like anything else, if I do play along on a break, I'm covering if I see a halt come. I know these happen and you get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 halts up in a row, and that's great. I don't even look to take that. If I take a 90 or 100 break in those circumstances, I'm getting out on the first halt. You take your 10%, whatever happens, take it and run. It's not that it's free money. It's just easier to manage risk. These halts happen and they come in, and 1 minute later, they're opening again, and then 1 minute later they're halting. And if you miss your window to cover, you can pay a lot because when it made the top, there was just no shot to get out. I mean, you could have been trapped from like 150 all the way down to $40 or $50 yesterday. So that's probably not going to happen today. But any breakouts long, it's in and out very quickly.
So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. We have lots of names to go through, but I'm going to hit the Dancing Gorilla. Thank you so much to everybody there. Is there music for Dancing Gorilla? No, there is not. We got to put some music there. He's dancing to nothing there. But thank you for the 1K likes, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Almost 8,000 viewers right now. So, hey, if you haven't hit the like, please do it, man. We're here every single day. We're here for free. Eric McLean, thank you for joining up. Our members talk, actually, I think it's coming up 1, if I'm not mistaken here, guys. Coming up, we do members talk every single every second Monday. I was going to say 2 Mondays in a month, but then Neil corrected me. Some months are more. So there we go. Members only every second Monday, and it's coming up next Monday. So we're going to have a Q&A with you guys. Thank you so much. Anybody who's a member there gets to become into that chat, and we'll take your questions. A good opportunity to pick our brains, Brendan.
Yeah, absolutely. It's right after the show ends as well. Members can jump into the conversation, and we'll have about 45 minutes or so to discuss whatever you guys want to talk about. So yeah, it's a great idea. Let's jump down to, I want to talk about this Silver Spike Acquisition Corporation, the very last one on the list. As far as I know, this is the first cannabis company to go public via SPAC. So Silver Spike Acquisition Corporation taking WM Holding Company, which is on the technology side in the cannabis space, public, guys.
Yeah, and we're seeing a nice ramp up on this. Like, there's been a lot of these SPACs where you actually see the announcements. It's sort of been baked in. I don't know, it's terrible. But Silver Spike here actually giving you a bit of a pre-market move. Now, it just did a hard dip off of 15. So I'm looking back at about 13.50, that price area. If you do some very quick math from the top, that is 10%. It also just happens to be a bit of a breakout right around 8 o'clock where you do see some money come into some of these names at around 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock as well, guys. So I'm looking at 13.50. If you can hold that up, maybe you get a bounce off of the open. Until it's below that price, I don't like shorting it unless it's off of the $15 area. I got shook on IMMP, talked about that breaking, getting to the 7. I had a 94 short. I wasn't, before the market opened, I'm not going to allow it to go past that 7. So I got out there on the top side. Got to 709 and then hard reversal. So it looks like that was a good level, but pre-market, I'm not willing to hold it too far against me. So I am out of IMMP very quickly. You'll see me flat on the stock because I made a little bit on the long side earlier on this morning. But either way, that 7 level looks like a good one. If it breaks at the open, you're now looking at 710.
I'm going to talk about NEO quickly as we go on in time, only 4 minutes to open. People want to see my Post-it notes. There's nothing really today on them. I mean, we had Facebook. These are all high side numbers. I wrote this and then I stopped. It's NEO 44. It's AMD 9050. They're all, that's why we're not showing them right now because, again, the market's made moves downside. So I'm not really playing too many breakouts today. I'd rather look at this right now. Like I had 44.50, which is yesterday. It's all the way up here on NEO, just thinking that we could crack some of this support there. But now we have VWAPs all the way down here at 43. This is interesting to me. I like NEO here. Normally, down 3% is a great buying opportunity for this stock. I think it's well oversold, believe it or not. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. NEO might be oversold at $43, but we'll wait to see. I think the VWAP is there. I like the break of 43, so I'm going to go long on that. GE's also a sell. There's Palantir as a sell. Let's look at Palantir quickly. I mean, look. None of this is a surprise to me, and it shouldn't be to you. We talked about this yesterday in the pre-market, that Palantir was a sell all the way down. So none of this is surprising to me. Like Palantir was at 29 yesterday, and we had a sell on it. So when it's back to 25, I mean, none of this is a surprise to me. I still think we can look to the downside on a lot of these names, and just watch out. I don't even like any of these breakouts today, to be honest with you. Maybe a slow day for that, but not a slow day for trading. I still think there's lots of opportunity to come. Why I wanted to bring up NEO was I was looking for it on the imbalance locator. There it is, 300,000 shares to sell, but we're getting close, Brendan, only 3 minutes to go.
Sean, we maybe check the NASDAQ ones to update Airbnb when we can. Let's talk about this one as well. SELLAS Life Sciences, SLS, guys, on the NASDAQ. Tight little range to deal with in the, or not tight, it's $1, but range anyways to deal with in the pre-market here. 950 on the top, 850 at the bottom. They signed a licensing agreement for one of their platforms to be used over in China, mainland China. So positive news into the close yesterday and then the gap this morning. So 950, 850 bottom for SLS, guys.
SLS is another name that I'm looking at as well, but there was I threw it in the chat when it tried to test this 940. There was a big sell at 929, iceberg order that took a bunch of shares in at 929. So if it gets back up there again and reverses off that same seller, I'm going to be jumping into an SLS short. Just also watching IMMP, and Kodak is pennies away from that $10, consolidating off that $10 low. So it looks like a 1050 might not come into play at the open, but the 10 breakdown certainly could. Interesting to see at that level can hold, Sean.
So here's the NASDAQ. It comes out right on time there at 28. So 928. And yeah, right now, I don't know if NASDAQ does things differently, but there's nothing right now for Airbnb. So maybe on open, this will start updating and they'll start looking at Airbnb. But right now, we don't have any indicative open or anything right now. It just looks like this. Naked fuel cell on board there. So nothing checking out in that one. And a quick look again at the imbalance locator, GE, Ford. Just a lot of the high flyers lately coming back in, like XOM's the bid. When's the last time we saw that? Okay, NEO there. Take a quick look at Starbucks. We do like the long at 102 if we can get it. And then there is a breaking spot at 104. We'll try small 104s, but I am nervous about the open here. If we do get a 104, we may just scalp it out at 105. So small 104. I will take a 104, guys, as the NASDAQ seems to be balancing out a little bit here. Only 40 seconds ago, I have Kodak breaking through 1050. I have NEO through 43, and we have Starbucks. And then we're also looking at Facebook here. If Facebook does anything around this 274 level, we'll be excited about that.
Yeah, and IMMP just retook that 7 even, guys. So 710 still the high of the day on that name. If it opens up and gives any kind of rejection, I'll get into it. But this looks like it might be a bit of a runner. Just looking at GLSI as well, trying to bounce up to VWAP. It's at 85, but the bell needs to get rung. And Valerian's very excited about it for some reason. I'm not sure. I think Randy's behind. They're doing something goofy, but 7, 6, 5. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So let's ring that bell. Tandem action. 2 and 1. Double teaming it.
Okay, there we go. I also like a 212.50 break here on Microsoft if we're going to look long on something. But watch out, man. There's going to be a lot of selling here off the open. Watch out for Microsoft building out at 210.70. I think there's worthy of some kind of a long somewhere in here on Softy, protecting this 211 area here, guys.
Yeah, and that SLS looking like it's basing out here. Now, that 940 I was talking about, there was a 929 seller. I just saw another one in the teens. I'm trying to get the short in and around this price with a 940 stop. There goes Kodak. Actually sitting on the offer in the 94 range and unable to get it. So 994, couldn't get the fill. $10 broken Kodak. It's going to the downside. Same thing with SLS. Just unable to get the fills off the open. I don't want to catch it on the way back up. Watch out for AI. It's gearing back towards that 100 level. So this one could make a little bit of a break to the top side.
Yeah, I'm just getting my order ready here to go long on Microsoft. If it does break that 212.50 level up here, we do like that one. So we'll wait on that. I don't have any positions right now, so nothing's for me is coming in. I did put some bids down here, low side 211, missed me. So damn it, that could have been a nice little win there for Microsoft. 211 evens. We put the bid there. We never got filled. It was actually 211.04. So if that does come back, we'll see if it can hold the 210.50 level here. I can't believe I'm looking long here when my call was to the short side coming. Brendan already with news.
Big range on this one yesterday, guys. Space just popping up here. Virgin Galactic on a volume spike. You can see huge opening print there at the open for Space, down 5.25% today, guys.
So IMMP just immediately retook that 7. So it breaks the 7, comes right up, turns at 750 on a dime, retakes 7 even. So I just quickly jumped into a short. I'm going to use the original 7 even as a bit of a tight stop because this is right at the open, guys. It's a little bit early to be playing that hard of a reversal. But here we go. We'll take our shot here. Still no chance to get Kodak, though. That's at 980. If it comes back to 10, I can possibly revisit that trade.
Yeah, Tesla's still moving to the downside. We can check out on NEO. We are into Microsoft small here at 24. I still do have a bid here coming downside. So here it goes. We'll get filled right now. There it is. So we are filled now at 211.04. So we're watching out for some upside here. Good position, but not huge as I still remain somewhat, why is this not moving? Somewhat bearish here on the market. But there it goes. A nice little win for us. Up now 20 cents, but we'll wait to see if Microsoft can get it going. This is going to be a volatile one. Here it comes right to the downside. I got to look short somewhere, guys. Brendan, what's up?
Fisker, guys, big move down here in the pre-market. Not seeing anything on the news side of things, but you can see a bit of a slide down to 15 here in the pre-market, down almost 10% for Fisker.
I think they sell. I think they sell off some of these newer names. Okay, there goes NEO. Big win already, guys. Oh, man, it went into the 50s there, or sorry, into the 30s there for us. Bang, let's take this out. Let's just keep on rolling with it. NEO to the upside. I have a bid, an offer at 31. We take that explosion through 43. Boom! A big trade comes. You guys are right. Someone said the first bang, the first big trade will be at 934. You missed it by a minute. Big trade on NEO.
And right back to that 7 over and over again. I'm going to wait till IMMP settles down a bit. 100 is resistance on AI. Try to get up there, no break. Still looking at that level. I did finally get into Kodak. in front of 10 even, and SLS starting its flush. I'm going to take a 25-cent win on the first bid and see if we can't hold for a little deeper on that name. Brendan, what's up?
Definitely not going to mention all of these today because there's potential for a lot, but first halt of the day for GLSI today, guys, on the upside.
Yeah,
What a surprise.
The 90 break was certainly there, but it was already going into a halt at the open. You don't want to take that risk. $100, if it opens up and gives you a shot to break 100, that could be interesting at least. This stock could get crazy, like I said. Don't get trapped in one of these halts. I'm not going to pick any shorts on this almost at all. If I can get a long break at 100 even, that's probably the only trade I'm going to make. The other side of that AI 100 is that 95 level, and we did not get anywhere close to it. We're still in this range, but it spiked up a few times trying to break 100. I still like that breakout trade. I'll be taking it. My order's locked and loaded to go. But for now, it's just SLS. Did take 25 cents there, hanging on to the rest of it. And Kodak is basically flat underneath that 10 even.
We did talk about Facebook getting to the downside there, and we said watch out for this 274 level. If you shorted that, congratulations. It went all the way to 272.60 right there on Facebook. So we talked about this level right there, and if anybody was following it, good on you because it just did break. Because look at NASDAQ coming down. So Microsoft's out. Small trade there on Microsoft. We lost less than half of what we made here on NEO. So NEO's all the way out, guys. I have 20% left using a 42.80 break to get out of the rest of those. But NEO right now, big win. We lost half of what we did made on NEO. We lost it back on Microsoft. But look at the NASDAQ. There's that drop we called. I was telling you guys about a NASDAQ short at minus 0.6%, guys. So we're double that right now. We got to get onto this short train. We got to find something to short right now, guys.
Yeah, the SLS just broke 850. I'm going to take this out in front of, it has 770 bottom. So I'm going to look at that 8 even area and see if I can't take it out in front. Kodak's still not doing anything, but DoorDash here, 175 even, about to break in. No chance. I mean, the bid was literally, I'm telling you, it's at 174.13. This is where it went to on the break of the even. There's just no bid underneath this every time a level breaks. So it feels like you almost have to fade into some shorts instead of taking a breakdown. So if I can get something, it might push back up to like 76, 77. Be very, very careful because the spread is crazy at times on this name. I actually think about the same thing in AI, maybe cross a little bit deeper because that 100 break might be tough to get a fill.
Guys, I mean, here goes NEO again. I mean, look at this. We're long at 43 here. Takes him out. There we go. Another out at 41 there on NEO. Go, NEO. To the moon it goes, guys. A little bit of a cash cow right here on that. So oh, look at this. 55s, 57s, 58s, 59s. Just keep on going. A nice, smooth 60-cent win here on NEO. So a big trade for me. I'm really happy with this one. Starbucks, we're looking at that. About to break 104 as well, Brendan.
We'll go to the software space here, guys. Asana, we mentioned it, end of the show yesterday. Earnings name aftermarket, they reported better than expected, but look at this negativity so far, 32 down to 30 for ASAN on volume, guys.
And just got into that 100 break. It comes right back. I'll give it to about 99 on AI. Kodak is finally starting to make a bit of a move. Obviously, I like 1050 a little bit better, but 10 even was the break that we got. It came right back up and retested, so I got myself some shorts here. I just took some out at 980, so you get like a 15-cent win on it. See if we can't hang on to the rest for this pre-market bottom at 960. So not too much further to the downside it has to go. There goes AI, right back through 99. So that breakout not working. I'm still looking for that DoorDash short opportunity. I feel like that one is showing all kinds of weakness. And AI now about to test that 95.
Yeah, hells to the yeah about DoorDash, guys. I'm waiting for that short. We just got out again, more of NEO. What a great trade. That's been the only one really we have on. We did have Microsoft small, but DoorDash rejects that 173. I'm waiting for this to break, and when it does, then I'll try to punch short. But like Neil said, the spread is huge, so I don't know if we'll be able to get that. Laser, Luminar today, making moves to the downside again here, down 8% and still moving. So we'll have to watch out what this one wants to. Come on, Laser, let's go, charts. Laser.NQ, we're looking at that 34 level right now, resisting a little bit. We did have the bottoms down here, 35. So when that broke and it came all the way back today to 35, that was a beautiful short opportunity there on Luminar. That's Laser. But other than that, man, not really much else for me right now. I said I'd want to find some shorts. So I went right over to AMD, but AMD is pretty strong today there. As you can see, a beautiful bottom off 88. I wrote down 90.50 here on AMD, so let's take that long if it does break through. There's some consolidation right here, but I like a 90.50 break coming up right now on AMD.
Starbucks just broke that 104, so you're seeing it try to make a run here. It's actually not really going too far. Like 10, 15 cents. The money got to 20s or so.
I have.
Needed to break out just a little bit more than this. I have 05s as a long. If it gets into that 105 area, definitely scalp some off there and then see how far we can go. 105, maybe not even a bad place to add to a position on Starbucks. Brandon, what's up?
A bit of a spike to the downside here for this one. SSPK Silver Spike, that new SPAC today, got back below this $14 level. And it looks like some stops maybe got triggered there. So it moved down to $13.30, guys, for SSPK.
Yeah, that was so, like, I was in and out of SSPK so fast. It was like I had my stops ready to go for a bottom pick, and I was talking about that 1350 area. So I just had my bids in there ready to go. It slammed right down, bounced off of it, stopping out, and then goes back to the other side. So it's a frustrating trade for me because it ends up holding up. But the liquidity is definitely the issue here. There wasn't a lot of size. That's why it'll wick you out like that. So have to have a different approach. Starbucks is continuing to climb, but only about 30 cents in the money. You need to go a little bit further than that, guys.
Yeah, we have Starbucks as well. We talked about getting that one through 104, so great trade. My bid, guys, was at 102.25, so it only goes down to 102.75 on that one. But, oh yeah, by the way, we just put it on there. You want a big banger, guys? Here it comes right now, if I can find it. Man, there's so many things on this board. Where's the bang? There's like... Bang for Neo, guys, as we continue to go up. $1 win right here on this $43 name. I said at the beginning of the show, if you were watching, that I thought Neo was oversold. There you go. Explosion to the upside. We get this trade early, and bang, what a move this was. Look, see ya, 44. Big move, guys. $1.20 now in the money, and more and more and more. Oh, yeah, and by the way, AMD. Backflip time. I'm going to hit the hot dog gun thing when I get back. What's up, Brendan?
Another big mover so far, guys. Fastly, we talked about this one downside yesterday after that initial strength. But look at Fastly, 89 to 97 here, up 6% so far.
Fastly made a big bounce, but so did Snowflake off 360. It just bounced $15 into afternoon resistance here at 377. That's going to be the first look. If we can roll over through this price, I want to catch a quick little short through there. Also watching Kodak, it just bounced back up at 10, so we took a quarter profit. And then now we're just going to get out of it. Accidentally got long, so I'll flatten that trade. It's just Starbucks. That's still in the money and working. SLS as well. I'm looking for a reload at 870 if I can. But someone just sold a bunch at 850, so it might not even get there. Just got the rejection there on Snowflake off of that 377. So I'm going to look for the short off of that same price.
Yeah, you say all these trades are free, man. And as I'm tweeting this out at TraderTV.live for our Neo trade here, I mean, I can't do anything else. We're out there at 44.24. So what a good play trade that was. We're holding a very, very small piece left on that name. And Starbucks, man, we have the shares on board. It goes all the way up there to 104.50. I think we're probably worth getting out a little bit here if we can. So we'll take a little bit off on Starbucks there. That should be a good one. And then look at AMD, guys. 90/90s are the outs. We have half of this trade left. This was also a banging trade to the upside. I just can't believe how well today's going. Maybe a little bit of revenge for yesterday's trade on DoorDash. We're going to see what Airbnb is doing right now. We still await first trade.
Yeah, I mean, and we have no idea when that's going to be, obviously. We'll let you guys know of any update that we do get. I just took some out on Starbucks in front of that 104.50. See if we can't hang to the rest. I still like an ad at 105 if I can get it. Brent, what's up, bud?
Initial strength, guys, in some of the airlines today. No direct news on American Airlines, but nice little move here. 1670 up to 1730 was a problem late in the day yesterday for AAL, but volume in the airlines so far.
That GLSI, just to update you guys, it did make a 100 break right off of this reopen, but it basically opened right here and then broke to the upside. No chance to catch the break during live trading. And it's actually about to halt likely again to the upside. So there was one shot to take it. I, of course, didn't have it. I wanted it to open lower and give you a break up through. That's not the way that it played out. This stock is continuing to go crazy. It's about to halt one more time. There it is. Any second now, you're going to see this one halt. Unless it can trade lower, it's about to halt again. Do not step in front of this short. Brendan, what's up?
Yeah, this one going to IMMP. Day highs just popping up on a scanner here. $8 coming. 265% for IMMP, guys.
Oh, that would have been just nasty, that trade to the upside there. Watch, Starbucks is still going up there. That 105 took some out. I'm going to add on a break. If 105 goes, I want to be adding to that position. If it dips down, maybe like a 103.50 could be a dip buy as well.
Yeah, man, we are going nuts right now. We get into some Microsoft out right away there in the 60s, but we're going to hold this one a little bit. Just give it back to 212 here. We've already lost on one. Like, I was long on 211 there, Microsoft guys, and then look where we got out on a 250 break. Like, how embarrassing that was, and now we're long again. Like, this should have been a monster win there, but that's okay. We have $1 on Neo. We have everything going on. There's Dash, Neil. We are now short DoorDash. Let's go. Let's see hot dogs for everybody if DoorDash can continue to go down. Maybe they're delivering hot dogs today to people, so we're going to wait to see on this one. We're out of the money right now, but who knows about DoorDash? I like the short. I'm going to hold it. Let's just give it back to like a 177-ish area here on DoorDash. Everything else, though, rocking and rolling for your boy right now.
And we said it was going to be difficult to catch some of those shorts on breaks on Dash, and I'm going to have to short a pop because obviously couldn't get that break. SLS is back to the downside. I'm looking at 770 for new entry point if it's going to be a breakdown. I still like the 850. It came back in. We won on some, lost on the rest. So overall, not a bad play. Actually, oh, wait a minute. I'll go back and review that trade in a second. But Dash is coming to the upside. I might start it in front of 175 and then add at 176 instead because I just need to be a part of the story here. Brennan?
Just looking at Levi Strauss, guys. 52-week highs for this one today. I'll get rid of that and show you 3.75%. Just popped up on a volume scanner there, back above 21. So earnings pre-market this morning for this one that were better than expected. So Levi at 52-week highs.
By Strauss. AMD breaking now, hopefully 91 soon. We still are long $90.50. We have way more shares on all of these than we did on Dash. Dash, of course, we're into that one on the short. Going against us right now, $2. I'm going to get some out if we do break 76 there. That's where the VWAP is. We'll get out about 2/3 of our trade and then see if we can't hold a little bit more. But damn it, I lost money. Again, the only negative day I had last month was with Dash. We forgot about this one. I did want to give a big thank you to Mr. Desu there. Thank you so much. Let's do this. You're damn right. Let's do this. Hopefully you did this with me today because we sort of made our day there on the Neo trade. That was an absolutely rocket ship and still going, guys. We're long at 43 here on Neo. So, and then this trade was amazing as well. Our long softy at the bottom here. 211, all the way to the upside now. We just got some out 71 as we continue to hold our long on Microsoft here, going to the upside. So, yeah, we lost on this move. That's just like, I don't know what I'm going to do on that one. Let's just pretend we slayed Brendan on that, but he slayed us because Microsoft right here got the best of us early. And I said I wouldn't get into too many names early, and I did. And there we go to the downside. So my bad on that one. Dash getting out of hand here, breaking 176.
Yeah, it's right up to that 176. I'm looking for the next place to add if it rolls over. SLS, this was a great, I mean, it was a good short. We had this one at $9 and just got a bunch out at 820, got all flat at 820. Looking for an 8 break. I never got that trade. Ended up taking the pre-market low break at 870. So, sorry, 770. I got 765 now as a new position. A little bit late to that break, so you just can't really take as much, chasing it down a little bit too far. Starbucks is getting close to breaking 105. I want to see if I can jump back. I still have some, but I want to add to that on a 105 break. I like that psychological level. DoorDash looks like it's trying to roll over. And again, I just don't see any other way to short this successfully than shorting the pops, just given the lack of liquidity that it has. Just got some out on SLS, so we'll do a backflip for this stock, but really should have been in at 8 even instead of the 770 break. Brennan, what's up?
I just had an alert go off, guys. On this one, fan favorite, Palantir, back above 27 here, trying to hold 27 on the bid. It is showing a little bit of relative strength so far. If you look at the market, 1.4%. We're back above these levels from yesterday on Palantir, guys.
Oh, man, a good stock on that one. Guys, look at AMD. No wonder why you wanted to see this board here. 90.50, the only stock that would have triggered so far. AMD 90.50, the only stock that would have triggered on my trusty sheet there. And look where we are, man. We went long, the only one that triggered off me here. Upside, we just took out $1 there on that trade. Well, not $1, we got out at 30.27 there, and some out here 90s, but we still hold. Look at Neo. This is the banger of the day for sure. So we hit it. Bang, to the upside goes Neo, straight up, man. What a monster trade this was. We put on our biggest position of the day there, and now it's still running to the upside. So Neo is still great. We did take some off there at 176 off of this short. DoorDash, again, the only reason I was negative yesterday was DoorDash, and it looks like I'm not negative today. It doesn't matter where this goes, but we will wait to see here. It could be my first negative stock here, DoorDash. We're going to wait on that one. Microsoft bounces around, man. Good out there at 70. Our initial long's 211. We go long again here at 215, goes all the way to 272 there. There goes Dash, breaking 177. So once again, guys, Hydration Nation, time to drink. Let's refresh our brain here on DoorDash. Everything else, look at the bottom, look at my positions. They're all rocking and rolling, except for you, DoorDash.
Yeah, DoorDash is annoying. What's more annoying for me is AI. I had only 2 levels to look at. I don't mind taking the 100 break in, then basically losing a buck on it. It's missing out on the 95 bottom because this is what we said. If 100 goes, the next level is 95. It got to 95 and change, 97 or so. And now you're getting the bounce and you're seeing the breakout here in AI. We thought this would be the better trade. And the stronger one, of course, still rolling into the Dash short, which is frustrating. But 95, file that level away on AI. It seems like it's going to be a good one there. Starbucks running into resistance at 105. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and take the position off. If I'm adding on a 105 break anyways, if I do it this way and it bounces back down, I can actually pick some up on a dip, which I might actually prefer to do. So if we can get some here in the 75 range, I'm going to go ahead and do that on Starbucks. And, of course, I go accidentally short. Let's just flatten that. But either way, I'm out of that trade. It's going to be a bounce on Starbucks for me, probably around the 104.20 range, or it's going to be another breakout through 105 even, guys. Now, obviously, sorry, that's Snowflake. Let's go to Starbucks for you guys so you can see it. S-Bucks. And there you are. For me, God, look at that wick down there. Ignore that. Pre-market, it never happened. But I got out in front of 105. It comes back down to this 20 range. That's a reload. Maybe even a 104 bounce. Either one of those, I think, is a good area. 105 is another breakout long, similar to the 104 type play.
Okay, guys. I'm still long Starbucks, and we're in the money 80 cents right now. So we're going to wait to see it. Just top off there at 105. I think it's good to put an order there. If we can get hit there, fantastic. I gave you guys 105 as the initial target. We did see that yesterday in the aftermarket. So no surprise for me. We go for another banger here today. Everything just winning, winning, winning. Here goes Microsoft to the upside again. We have that initially 211 long loss, now 212.50 win. Good trade there. Neo still continues, man, to march to the upside. I have no reason to get out of that one. And then the other trade we have is AMD back a little bit now. So we'll probably take off another little piece here if it gets back into the 20s on AMD. But other than that, Facebook is just hovering around that 74 level that we talked about. No wonder why it was such a key level for us. You can see what's happening right now, just bouncing around. Not super attractive to me right now, that trade. Neo's now busting out, man. We're going to bust through 45. We still have this long, so I'm going to hold this here as we continue to go upside on this name. My day's just getting bigger and badder as we go. Thank God we got out of Dash, but it may be coming back to the downside now. So let's just watch out. Good thing we got some out there at 76, and now we'll watch to see what happens here, dancing around 77. The buyers seem to be relentless. I don't know why on Dash, so we'll wait to see. I'll find a better spot to get into that one. Thank you so much, Mr. Huff there, Mr. Attila, sorry, of HUF. Is that Hungarian there? Thank you so much for that super chat again. Any contribution that you guys can make is amazing. And by the way, bang on Softy. Hopefully you still have this and you didn't get it out where I did, because this would be another monster winner. $2 from the initial spot, but we still got it. Let's go. Microsoft bringing us back to Greensville here on the name. So let's just wait to see how high Microsoft wants to go. What up, Matt Murphy? LabCorp calls for 270. We'll have to find out about that one for you in a minute. Thank you for the super chat as well. Tesla bang. Tesla epic comeback. Let's go, Brendan.
Just saw an alert on this one, guys. FISV, back to the upside here. There was an offering announced in the pre-market. That was the gap downside, but we're right back to where we were yesterday. Volume coming off as well as we broke through 114 for FISV.
Bouncing off VO up here and obvious support at 660 on IMMP. You already saw it make a hard turn off of 880. I'm going to play this little consolidation here. There's a couple of turns off at 880 right at 712 as support. If it's going to turn into resistance, I'll take my shot here. It's trying to put in some lower highs. There goes Dash through what I had as my support level, resistance level at 178. So I'm out of that trade. I'm going to look for another one. I'm only shorting DoorDash today. That's the plan. Maybe in the afternoon I like a long. I missed a shot at the long on AI, and that was the one we wanted. That gave you, look, depending on where you had it, certainly 95 level gave you a big winner. But IMMP, I am short here in this 714 price. I like 25s to 30s as an out, not giving this to high of the day. You can see a very, very clean upward trend still. So if you're going to be fading this, you got to have a bit of an idea where your stop is going to be. You can't give it all the way to the top. That's a little too crazy. It's a bit of a sympathy play with that GLSI, but their news is not nearly as good as we saw over there. And that stock, that one's crazy. I'm sort of staying away from going short altogether in that name.
Can't blame you for that one bit. Yeah, some of these stocks, guys, watch out for some of the news, right? I mean, I think that that's also a very important thing. You got to trade what's good and what's moving. Pick your spots. That's why Neil and I, like we were sort of biased there on DoorDash. I mean, I think a lot of us understand that valuation seems to be pretty whack. So we are only favoring short there. Good look by both of us. However, we both lost on the short. So we will look to get back into Dash at some point, obviously. But right now, Neo, still that $1.50, man. AMD, good out there. We took a little bit out. All the outs won't be perfect, but I guarantee you, if I face you in Street Fighter, no, I won't perfect you. But there it is, Ryu right there. A nice, is it? Yeah, it is Ryu. That's my guy. Ryu or Ken, what's the difference? If you do know the difference, put it in the chat other than what they wear.
There's a backstory difference. I don't know it. But
I mean, there's going to be a story.
Yeah,
but I mean,
just the story, that's all.
As a character, I don't know. I mean, one's American and one's Japanese. 91.27 there. That was a good out. We're going to hold AMD until it comes back to flat, but the stocks just keep on rocking and rolling, Brad.
So, I mean, I got a couple of legs out of this IMMP trade in front of VWAP here, 95s, and then down here in the 80s. But I'll tell you right now, there's level 2. Every time it ticks down and tries to get to that 80, I mean, it's just someone slams it up like 15, 20 cents. There's still some buying going on here. Looks pretty strong. I got half out, so I'm going to tighten the stop up. I don't want to give this all the way back to 30. My new price is 10s. I'll give it back to that 15 early entry that I had, so I don't want to lose too much on the second half when it seems to be making another push to the upside. Bren, what's up?
Just reading about CleanSpark. Anyone looking at CLSK? I did think it was one of those clean energy names, but they are in the tech side of things. You can see renewable energy and equipment and services. But CleanSpark acquiring this ATL data centers today for $19.5 million. That's a Bitcoin miner and a crypto miner company. So this CLSK, 16% straight higher, guys, since the open, through 15 now on decent volume as well.
Wowzers.
CLSK, you say? We'll have a look at that. Starbucks getting close to our out right now. This is a big win for us. We did talk about it getting long at 102. We just missed it. Downside, I was sitting at 102 quarters, and here goes Starbucks. It's just going to be another win for us, hopefully. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to count this out. I was going to get it out here at 105, but let's just see if it can continue to roll for us. Look at all the positions we have on, man. AMD. Bang to the upside as we turn bullish. Let's run, bulls. Let's run. Good day to be a bull here today as we are at a great spot for us today. AMD still running to the high side. Neo, man, cash. Cha-ching. Dancing Gorilla came early for you. And here it comes again there. Thank you, Valeria, as we get our coffee dropped off there. Thank you so much. We got a bang mug again. She upped the game on that one. So thank you so much, Valeria, for that. I don't have much else going
I don't
right
have
now.
a bang mug. I feel so. I'm left out. Look, I did get back into DoorDash 180 off the 182 level, but I want to show you IMMP. I talked about it just a second ago. Someone snapping up shares after the second try at a rollover. That's why you get out. That's why I tighten the stop as well, because if it looks strong, if you're fading in front of this, you can have all the levels in the world, but I'm tightening up that stop. If I see too much buying, that's exactly what I saw in IMMP. I almost said D for some reason. I know why, because I was about to talk about DoorDash. 180 a rollover. There was this level at 182 in the pre-market. I can go back and show you yesterday's action as well for a bit of a ramp. I'll say I got my you-know-what blown off. I'm kidding. On the first little short. Actually, I should say this. Both of us are probably not going to risk getting shut down today because it's Airbnb. We said this yesterday. We literally had a trader meeting with our people, guys on the floor. If you get shut down when you intend to possibly risk a week or a month on something like an Airbnb, that's just the worst thing you could ever do. So that's just going to go without saying. I'm going to start taking this one off literally right now, if I can, in front of 178. I'm still not going to be positive on DoorDash. I mean, if this gets all the way down to 174, we'll make it back. But, it is what it is. Started too early on that first short. You had to catch it on a pop. This time I was actually able to get it on a rollover, so on the way down instead of on the way up, which is always a better play here. It just couldn't do that the first time. If it gets to VWAP, I'll take another leg off around 177 for $3. And then I'm looking at low of the day, that 172.60 to 173-ish range. If we can get a bounce off there, I'll get it out that way. But, it has to go all the way for me to get positive on it.
XPEV, like Neo's just rocking here to the upside, man. Maybe we got to get some of this out here. I don't really have an out. I was looking at XPEV as well here because XPEV is the lagger right now on this. XPEV's still negative while Neo positive. So I always say, man, stick with best of breed there. And Neo, I mean, if you're going to trade anything in the space, why not use Neo instead of XPEV? And that's exactly the mentality that I had. And look at this, guys. Neo, what a big bang there. 43. I think we could get out now 45, but look, it keeps resisting. Any sort of pullback gets bought. So let's see if it does break. The last pullbacks, 44.40 is going to be my new out here on Neo. And there's Starbucks, man, looking to break 105, all-time highs there. Love the name, love the space. I'm not in it long-term. Wish I was. Boeing, we're in long-term at 217. It's been a little bit of a problem here at 232, 2.7 million. Big move off the top. Watch this 234 level. BABA, another name that we love. We're in at 262. This thing goes all the way to 280 and comes right back. Watch this break right now on BABA. Actually really liking this one, 264.50. Let's look at a longer term time frame here. Not going to give us much on that, so let's close it. But 264 and change. Do some work and go back to yesterday. Where were we yesterday? Obviously, we hit this level as well. 264.60. Okay, this is a good little break spot here, I think. 264.60 on BABA, guys. Happening now with Brendan. Let's throw it.
Hey guys, you got 10 o'clock, bit of a quiet start so far to the morning. Let's have a look at North American markets here. You can see S&P, exactly flat right now for the S&P 500. The Dow just slightly into the red. NASDAQ did get positive here. We're trying to go higher as well. So 0.23%, 0.15 for the 100. The Russell negative as well. We saw 2 days in a row. Nice moves for the Russell, so a bit of a pullback today. Here in Toronto, the TSX is just into negative territory. And down in Brazil, 0.29% as well. Yeah, Airbnb, nothing yet. We'll keep you posted. If I see any updates as far as maybe it's getting close, we'll let you know. Facebook coming back to the upside. Just had a volume alert go off on this one through 275. So trying to get positive on the day for FB. Still moving higher. One more to show you here. SSPK, that weed SPAC, did get back above 14 there. Was a bit of resistance early on. So starting to maybe hold higher, guys, for SSPK today. Back to you.
Immediately tried one and got taken out on NEOS. This is just the AYTU merger. It just made like a crazy ramp up. Again, 75 to 1 even. Now, obviously, this is not one cash deal buying the other. So I was already looking to fade this, but it gave you no shot off of the open. And then just made like a parabolic move up into $1. It retook. It sort of went downside. I took the short at like a 97, 98, and then it took out 105. This is hard to see because there's so many executions in there. It then immediately fell back in. I keep telling myself if I see that, jump back into the trade. I'm able to get it here at 103. If it gets down below $1, I'm shorting it one more time here. Starbucks did break 105, so I did take that re-entry point in Starbucks. But I want to see if I can get more of this NEOS now that it's back below $1.
I feel like Mario, let's go here on Starbucks because, we're still hella long. Not hella long. We got out of half. We're still long here at 104. So let's wait to see. I was going to get out at 105 there, but we didn't. So let's just wait to see if it keeps going high side there. Market doing a little dance. So we got to watch out for that as well here. I don't know. I was expecting this to be a negative day. We called it, man. NASDAQ was down 1%. All the way back to life there on that one. What a great trade our Microsoft turned out to be. Long to 11, dumped some there at 10.50, but then went long again upside. That was a good trade there. Starbucks still moving. Neo still moving as well. It's trying to get back over this hump here. $45. So we have a dropping spot. This is a 3-minute chart, so it looks a little bit, consolidated up there. But there it is again. We're dropping this off at 44.40. I don't have that order in, so that's going to be a good one. The other one I have here is Alibaba. So we are going to get out of some of that. 264.60. I was talking about that top. It does not break it. Watch the market trying to come back down here. Let's get out of our Neo so we can make sure we capture all of our profits. 44. What's the bottom wick here? Let's make it exact. 44.35. Get out of Neo. Why would we do that? All the dips keep getting bought up, guys. Watch out for a break of 45. This thing could go again. We're going to take long at 45 again, guys.
And watch out if you're looking at Dash. I did re-enter at 180. It's right back to 180, so you get a couple of bucks, and then it's trying to give it right back. 182 is that resistance point. There's a battle here on this NEOS right at $1. That AYTU merger. I got 10. Now my price is 101. I've had to pay down just a little bit, but you can see I did get taken out at the top, and yet that's me once again making top wick and then getting back into the trade because. I think I can fade this one probably back into the 80s. It just feels like that type of a play for me. Starbucks broke 105, got to 110. I got threes, and it still hasn't continued, but it hasn't pulled back far enough to get me out of it either. So that one's still working and feeling okay. But my concentration is now on NEOS. Between 98 and like 102, 103, there's just a lot of shares changing hands. And if the shorts win, this thing is going back into the 80s very quickly.
Okay, the big wins just keep on coming. Let's floss it off, guys, here on NIO. So we did go small long, again, nowhere near, literally a sixth of the shares that we had down here. We just took at 45. So that's our last piece out there, 44.91. We're still going to use a bottom here break. If it breaks this, then we're going to get out of this. We could lose 70 cents here on some of these shares if it does have, well, I guess 60 cents if it does break that down below 44.40. But we are long NEO right now on a 45 break. It may have been overextended. We've talked about that, but I'm still willing to roll here with NIO as we go, guys. I wonder if that was a false break at 45, Brendo.
The other rocket, guys, not that rocket, but Rocket Pharmaceuticals, RCKT, just popping up here on a volume scanner, back at yesterday's resistance level, 58.80, 58.5, that kind of area. Just immediately retook 60 when it bounced off of there. So RCKT up 3%. Remember 2 days ago they had that muscle disorder treatment that came back with positive trial results, guys.
Okay, so just got a little bit of a leg out. 95 was a previous pre-market high there, or at least the opening range top, if you look right before the open. So I took a little bit out in front of VWAP, not much. I still have room to add on NEOS, but look at this base it's trying to make. And if it makes one higher than this 95, look, it's probably going to break that 105, and if it does, it might be a bit of a long trade. I still like to shorten it. I feel like it's just entirely too high if it breaks that one even, and I'll probably be looking for something in and around this 120 to 125-ish area, but I will get out if it takes out that 105 to 110 price range. DoorDash went back in the money just under $1, but it's still holding below that 180 mark where I got into that short. The other short we just got into was SLS. Now, this is obviously a good one this morning off the bat, but it just pulled back in for me, allowing me to reload right at that 770 mark. So right where we had it before, took a short 770, managed to make like a 25-cent win, then got stopped out of the rest. Now making the same play. If it can consolidate here, hold this 790 area, I'll like it back down to 7 even. Low of the day, 712. So pretty much right at that price is where the target's going to be.
I'm sure he'll be late. Just letting my wife know that there's a package out for delivery coming soon. Sponsored by FedEx. So watch out for that. FedEx, a good stock, man. Let's talk about FedEx here as I talk about a delivery package coming from FedEx. FedEx, wow, what a pullback a little bit on the daily chart here for FDX. It does touch as high as 304, 305. If this is the 50-period moving average. Those of you that are just watching the show now for the first time may not know, but I love this 50-period moving average. Wait for your stocks to sort of come back to these levels before we start to buy them. So FedEx going to be a buy at about 2.25, 2 3/4, 275, making moves down right now. I don't know why that is, but FedEx looks a little choppy here. Only calling it up because of that. I got a delivery coming, so we'll wait to see. Not doing much here. Don't really like it. What a 288 bottom. Not much happening on that. Check back on our NEO. Fading off. We did get out of some up there, but fading off a little bit off that 45. We're still waiting for 44.40s to come through. If that does hit, we'll get out. But I'm going to try to reload this right now at 44.60, guys.
Yeah, and trying to roll over one more time is this DoorDash. If we bounce off 177.50 like we did the first time, I'm probably going to have to go ahead and take a couple of bucks on this trade again. I can tell you Starbucks is starting to pull back into that 65, in the 65 range. If it breaks there, I'm probably going to get some out, but I like the dip buy. I just tried to pick some up, but didn't quite get into my target area there, about 30 cents lower. Look, it's been an interesting morning here, and this NEOS, I was going to add to my position, maybe just a little bit more, but I wanted to do that above $1, not necessarily more below. I got a 101 price, and because the new top is a little closer to that 110, it's going to be difficult to add to it. As far as DoorDash goes, If we bounce off 177.50, I'm sliding my stop into break even. That'll be a little bit too bullish for me to stand in front, and already took one hit shorting this name. Maybe I don't want to go long in the stock today, but if it feels like it holds VWAP at some point, there could be a breakout. And AI was the other one that we talked about, and it's going to happen to you sometimes where you miss out on a trade, and the best thing you do is not get that FOMO or whatever it is, or revenge trade it. Should have, revenge trade would have worked, is what I'm sort of going to get at here. We talked about a 100 break. I had it. I got chopped out saying if it breaks back down, it's a 95 bounce play, pick it up there. I did not get it, unfortunately, and it's now to the moon. So there you go. AI felt it would be better than DoorDash, and then yet somehow managed to bungle along in this one. It is off to the races. I'm anticipating a halt coming up soon here, maybe through like 120 or so. But this one seems like it cannot be stopped. This is now through. Actually, the 1 minute's going to be okay because it's only trading for 2 days. It is now through yesterday's top at 115, guys. There's no levels up here, obviously, because it's only been trading for not even a day.
Yeah, exactly. Go AMD, go up to 91.60. Days high for AMD. Pigs get slaughtered, which is why we started taking some off. But what a big banger this trade's been for us today, guys. We have a whole bunch of huge trades on today, and I hope that you enjoyed them so far. Starbucks 104, now at 105. That's a big stock. We still have it on. NEO, we absolutely destroyed this stock at $43. My number one stock of the day by far right here is NIO. And then look at those reloads now. It goes all the way back to 89 there, putting us well in the money on that, but we don't take it. We're still hoping up for some higher spots here as the NASDAQ continues to go as well. So let's put some orders upside here, 44.90 or so. We're only long now at 83, but if we can just start scalping out some profits and then see what does happen if we do have some on board still breaking through 45. But look, NEO now coming off. You can see here, it's pretty weak right now. So we're still using this 44.50 as an out. It's a reloaded position, but we are, like I said, we're a sixth in of what we were here on breakouts. You know that we trade breakouts here. So there we go, guys. That's NEO, and we're waiting for 44.50 or 44.40. When that breaks, we'll be flying out of this one, guys.
So very similar pattern to Starbucks yesterday, which was it Starbucks? No, sorry, it was a Roku yesterday.
Yeah.
Where the breakout was fantastic, and then that same continuation was a little bit more tricky. But I'm in love with the trade. I think it's a fantastic one on the N to the I to the O. But, I mean, I hope everyone, if you're along in this NEOS, it's just a merger deal. And I was telling you, there's no way it should have made this pop in my mind. Now it's flushing below VWAP. But I'm curious because if you don't like the excitement here, whether it's watching me miss out on AI or watching Sean thankfully catch NEO to the upside, man, you got to like what you see. Valeria she hasn't had her coffee because she's going to tea. Now, I know any of you guys are addicts, and I'm an addict when it comes to coffee. I have to have my morning cup. Let's make her happy. Can we get to that 3,000, maybe like 5,000, something crazy for the likes today? Because I don't think the green tea is going to do it for you there, Valeria. How are we doing with the likes?
Well, Neil and guys, amazing news. We have record number of viewers right now, more than 9,000. So guys, welcome everyone, and please support and hit thumbs up. So as Neil said, we can get record number of likes also. Back to traders.
Yes, we want that record. It's all about making records here. NEOS, if it continues this downside push, I do have just over half the position. I still look at that 80 as a bit of a target where this entire whatever happened, AYTU, I believe it is, or AYTU. Yeah. That is the other name in the merger here. It was NEOS that I spotted first when it made this pop, or whatever you want to call it. If it comes back into that dollar range, I'm likely to reload on this position using around that 105 as a bit of an out. I can tell you DoorDash just continues to resist that 177.50. So at some point I can't be too stubborn with the notion that I only want to be short, guys. It just bounced off it here. Tried to break through 180, but it hasn't had a bid above 180 price. If it does and holds, and there it is. It just actually held a bid above 180. So I'm just going to get out of DoorDash here. It is what it is. I think it was a solid short. I got greedy on this 180 short. I could have taken it all out for $2, but I just felt like it was going to roll over harder than that. And thank goodness I did. Wow. Just broke another 250 up. This is what liquidity is like on DoorDash. Brennan, what's up, bud?
Moderna, guys, we'll go back to vaccine land here, up 1% now. We were negative on the morning. In the pre-market, they were talking about beginning their work to understand the effectiveness of their vaccine on adolescents. So the kids starting to come into focus for Moderna here, but back to positive, trying to go higher even for mRNA.
Yeah, you got to get those kids fixed up there because that's the key, right? You got to get these first responders going as well. So hopefully they can get that figured out for the little ones. But right now, my kids are happy if they're watching the show here, as Dad has AMD long through 90.60 right now. A nice little dollar and change win on that one. Neo still hovering. It didn't break our level yet, but it is coming awfully close to doing that. So we're going to wait to see if it does break this 44.40. A good call on the level because obviously it's hanging around there. So we'll wait to see if that one wants to hit out. I don't know or not. Our Starbucks still at 105 top. May just get out of this one. It doesn't seem like it wants to move. We have $1 in the money on this one, so we could roll the dice and see how much longer we want to hold this. But that Starbucks has been a big one, man. And then other than that, we're trading a little bit of GBTC here. That's Bitcoin, a couple shorts. Bitcoin right now near 18,000. So if you're looking at that one, that's something that can be traded as well. And then AMD long, Bitcoin Dash. I have a very, very small trade on Dash. I'm going to wait to see what it does at 185, man, because yesterday that was a little bit of a spot. So we'll wait, but very, very small position. The only negative stock we have today is Dash. So, and that was a big one for me yesterday. I've been negative. I had 2 or 3 negative days in November, and then yesterday we were negative on the Dash IPO. But here's Microsoft long 211 off the open as well. That was a good one. But yeah, yesterday Dash eating my lunch a little bit there. Neo coming back to the upside. Oh, did it get to 80 there and we didn't get out? We got to put some orders to the upside. Neo looking weak. Let's see if we can't get out of some of this. I don't know if we retest 45, but we're only long at 83, so it's not like the end of the world. We took $1.70 win right there. Brendan, give it.
It has begun already, guys. Here's update number 1. Airbnb Class A shares indicated to open at, yep, that's not a lie, $149 versus that 68 we got last night, guys.
I guess we're going back into this game where it's like continuously canceling our limit orders.
F word.
Are you kidding me?
How could we do that, though?
150?
How could I? I wanted to seek revenge on Dash by crushing Airbnb, but trust me, I am not going long off that opening print anymore. I don't care. Maybe I'll go small, a couple hundred shares, but I'm not going to go ham.
The entire play is, I think, if there's a dip to be bought. I think that would have worked out yesterday.
That's frustrating.
I don't know. Like yesterday, I kept adjusting the amount of my share size when they kept indicating crazy prices. The higher it got on DoorDash, the less shares I took, and eventually it was like 20% of what I was looking at. And that's what you got to do because it allows you to at least hang on to it at that valuation and maybe catch a bit of a bounce. Starbucks, it just keeps oscillating 105, but I want to go back to this SLS for a brief second here. I did reload on this one. I got some shares in the 60s. The last of it I got down here when it broke 60, so my average price is actually exactly 760. I just took some more out around that 740 range for like 20-ish cent win scalp. It has bounced off 7 even a couple of times here, or a shy of 7 even a couple of times. I'd like to hold some through a 7 break. I definitely will take the rest of it or most of it out in front of that 7 even, guys. This one, it was a good short at 9. And I probably should have hung on to it, but I looked at 8 level. It looked like an obvious place to get out, maybe catch a bounce, catch a breakdown at 8 even. I couldn't even get the execution short until 30 pennies later.
I'm a little sick to my stomach right now on that. And look, this is why, forget about Dash. I'm negative on it today. It doesn't matter. It's not even irrelevant, some of these hits on Dash. But I think this, honestly, Brendan and Neil, for sure, some of this, and maybe we can go to the 3 box here and we can have some discussion because I'm really thinking that part of this Dash move up here, and tell me what you guys think if we can go to that 3 box, if you guys have it. Thank you. I'm wondering if this move up is because of that Airbnb bid there. Like, there's obviously an appetite for some of these new names. And I just think that as this goes higher, we could see Dash just continue to push because maybe it's undervalued at 185. Is that something that I
wouldn't say undervalued. What I would say is it's just like it doesn't seem as crazy. And also, it just relatively speaking, it just seems like it's not the worst value in the world because we see 149. I was honestly thinking 105, 110. And that's the initial on Airbnb.
I was just going to bring that up, Sean. AI as well. I mean, doing the same thing almost at the same time. So, yeah, here we go. Big move up for AI now above, these highs from yesterday, guys.
I mean, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because this seems to be a little bit overdone, needless to say here, as we go in some of these IPOs. But AI, admittedly, I don't know that much about C3, but I do know that DoorDash has a hell of a lot of competition in this space. I know they're crushing it, and great on anybody that's an investor. I mean, if I was long this name, I probably would be getting out. But again, obviously, I don't have the greatest read on this thing. As I said, I wanted to see what it did at 85, and we got out of our position there, but it was nothing. I still think it's downside, but I'm not going to touch Dash, Airbnb, or AI until Airbnb actually opens. So my apologies if you're looking to trade Dash. It's not going to be from this kid today.
Yeah, I mean, I might take a shot at it at some point if I see something I really like, but it went absolutely parabolic. I showed you guys live when I was manually getting out of this trade, which is crazy because I would have normally, in some situations, you'll have to stop at 180. In this case, because of the liquidity, I was like, okay, well, I want to see a bid above that 180 price instead of just a print above. Thankfully, it was quick because if that approach could have cost me an extra like $3 easily because it went from 180.25 to 183 in the blink of an eye. The stock is absolutely insane. I'm going to go over here and we'll do Mortal Kombat on it. This isn't necessarily a flawless victory because I got shaken out of this the first time, this NEOS, and I can show you. I shorted, here's a 1-minute chart. I shorted into this first rejection at 105. It then immediately took out the top. It then came slam back down, so I just jumped back into the short and said this thing should go back to 80 cents. It's now at 84. So AYT was the other end of this merger. It's all stock deal. This is not like, it's just not someone buying for cash the other company. So as it approaches the target, I still have about a third of it left. I'll take it all out in front of 80 if I can. I can add liquidity and get paid to trade a little bit on this name because we have some gateways that allow us to do that. MMX and a couple of other names like that. If you can take advantage of those, do that. Otherwise, I mean, it's giving you enough gross that you're able to sort of swing in and out of this and hold on to it a bit. Probably makes a bit of a bounce here off 75 to 80. That's why I'm going to cover it. I wouldn't be afraid to long this name either because obviously a merger here does create some juice to the upside of that trade. I wish there'd be a bounce here in Starbucks, but I mean, I'm telling you, it just cannot break this 105.10. It almost feels like if 105.10 goes, just jump into, maybe take some more to the long side and tighten up the stop because I can't get the dip buy either.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the same thing here and trying to get some of these buys on some of these stocks and see if we get them a little cheaper right now. Starbucks, I only have 2 positions left as our Dash comes out, our Neo comes out as well at 44.40 there off of a beautiful long. We did go long again. We got out when we realized there was an issue, but we averaged in and then lost on that. So, I mean, again, thank you for everybody joining us today. If you can hit the like and the subscribe, it's absolutely a necessary evil for us because that's what we need. We need YouTube to understand that we are the best trading show out there. Not only that, but we also have our morning movers, which goes for free. Like, no offense, some people are our friends that sell. We have a lot of friends in the family here on the show that sell watch lists, but compare theirs to ours. We have all the names for you, plus explanations on why they're moving. And then, not only that, but at 8:30, Neil, myself, and Brendan go over all of these names and discuss them with you and give you our plays. Like, you don't want the Starbucks play? Okay, then don't sign up for the subscription. It's free. 104 long I gave you guys. I actually gave you a 102 bid as well. I didn't get filled, but my order was at 102.25. I wanted to play off any dips. And then there goes Starbucks right now at day's high. That's a big trade for us as well. And then obviously AMD still moving.
Don't sleep on that on the second point you made there, right? It's like, okay, there was a dip buy as well on Starbucks that even if it didn't come in, talking about the reasons why maybe gives you an idea if you were bullish, where to pick some shares up. Because look, the same thing happened in AI. Like, I'm a sucker on it. I'm down on AI today, despite only liking 2 longs and both of them being good trades. So it's going to happen. We talked through that thought process. Liquidity, of course, we'll go over what we see in terms of liquidity because we have the ability to show you live the level 2, what we're seeing in the pre-market, iceberg orders at different prices, all things that you can take advantage of us here with. Speaking of AI, this 120 double top, I don't want to short this thing, but obviously there is a bit of selling. I'm just sort of noticing at this top. And on liquidity, there usually isn't a lot of liquidity in either one of these 2 names, but beneath this 120, you are actually seeing some size selling being done on AI, so it might have run into a bit of resistance at the 120 mark. It's already 10:20. Wow, that means we got to get to the small cap recap with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. We had a number of them once again this morning that were moving around. We're going to talk about Kodak first here, 5.5% to the upside still. They're talking about a technology platform using Microsoft technology. So Kodak here still, as I said, 5.5%. 1050 was a little bit of an area in the pre-market. If you go back to yesterday, ended up being a little bit of a pivot as well. And then go back about a month ago, we had 1050 to 11 even. Very significant area. So did give you the quick trade off of the open to the downside. I mean, you could have caught this bounce as well up into 1030. Just using 1050 anyways to the upside now for Kodak on the short side. We'll shift over to this one, little tiny one. Haven't talked about this for quite some time. Rewalk Robotics, RWLK, up this morning on positive news. Very, very sleepy trade. Yes, there's a lot of volume, but really not doing much. Just using 155 on RWLK. I went too far there. We'll go back one. This is not the one I wanted to look at. CNET. Here we go. UTSI. This was a tough one this morning. Did get a nice squeeze up to 250, which was support aftermarket yesterday. So watch 250 on the upside. But yeah, stopped out of this one. But look, we're right back below 210, which was the area I was looking at initially on UTSI. Back to Neil.
Oh, I got to try to find this one because this is hilarious. I just talked about that AI. I'm going to dump a huge fail. Oh, look, it's grain of salt. I'm going to drop the huge fail on Kodak. If you guys were watching our pre-market show, I said, okay, well, I want to short off the 1050 area, but I'll take a 10 break. Missed the 10 break, catch the retrace, able to take some out for a 20-cent win, lose on the rest, essentially like 10 cents or so. So at the end of the world, it's obviously a good risk. But what happens? It then runs up to 1050 exactly to the penny and then comes right back down. It's sort of holding VWAP here, so you still see some support at 10 to 1010. But either way, I think we're going to have a look at that 1050 level. If you miss it and it stays bullish, meaning holding VWAP, holding 10 even, I'm probably not going to be shorting off this level the second time. I would have to break up, fail, and then shake some of those longs out, which actually might be me on Kodak. Starbucks, I don't know what to tell you. My price is now 06 from 03. I actually added on the way up instead of the way down. I'll tighten my stop a little bit like I said I would. So give it to that quarters. It still can't seem to go. There's just a lot of shares changing hands in Starbucks right between 104.80 and what is now the current high. It's a good sign that it just doesn't seem to want to flush, but at some point it really does have to go. Otherwise, it gets into that time of day where I would be thinking about shorting it around that 11 o'clock if it hasn't gone.
Yeah, I was just telling Brendan, Neil, and Greg, everybody the same thing here, that I'm only going to take less shares. I've sized down on the Airbnb IPO here. Let's just have a quick look at it just so you guys can see. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. ABNB. Here's what we're waiting for. And this is what a halted stock looks like. Obviously, it's halted. It hasn't opened yet. Yeah, people willing to pay a lot of money for these. These orders are not indicative of anything other than market orders, basically. What this is telling NASDAQ here, all of these are NASDAQ orders, is that there's interest, people to market down to $1 and market up to 8,000. So it's up to the NASDAQ now and the underwriter to figure out the best price here. So they take all the supply and all the demand and they come up with a price. And then obviously we'll find out what it's coming out at. But there it is, 68 was the price that it's supposed to come out at. So we'll wait to see what it does come out at. But Airbnb right now, as we continue to watch, we have Brendan on it. So as it comes closer, and unlike yesterday where we showed you the imbalance locator for NYSE stocks, that's what that looks like. Here's the imbalance locator for NASDAQ. And there it is right now, a bid right now. And they're just starting it. It hasn't been updated since then. Still a bid of 347 shares. If we right-click here, and you can go to auction price, and we'll push this over, and I'll push it up a little bit next to source, so we can see apply. There it is right now, the auction price right there, guys. 149. So they've paired off right now 1.2 million. There's still 8,000 shares to sell or so. Now it just bumped up. You just saw it live on tradertv.live. You just saw that go to 150 right now. So Airbnb getting, where's my spicy thing here? Getting, where is it? I'm not going to hit it first because I just said it. It's getting spicy like a meatball there, Brent.
Yeah, I was just wondering if Reuters here was rounding up, but you did see ours change in real time there as well. So yeah, Reuters agreeing with you, 150, the indication now for Airbnb. So here we go again, guys.
Yeah, it's another ramp party, and I feel like if it's anything like yesterday, then that number can certainly increase. Worth noting, not necessarily with AI, but definitely on in DoorDash's case, it reached a peak in terms of the indicative open, and then started creeping down before it opened up, and that was one of the reasons I was starting to lessen my shares there. If it makes that kind of a high, then suddenly, as it got down, the paired volume got lower and lower, the open interest was lower. That just kind of meant that there wasn't as bit of a bid floor in front of it, and I think that's part of probably why it flushed. Speaking of flushing, AI. No shot to get in. I did like this one only because it made the double top at 120, and that's such a big move off that 100 breakout. So I was looking for a bit of a retrace play. Never really gave too much of a shot by the time I noticed it, so couldn't get 118s. It's now trying to hold a 114 price range. And every price you give on AI, just could have added and subtract 50 cents to $1. That's the target area because liquidity can get a little bit out of hand to the downside. And it shows like these nice little 10, 20 cent spreads. Trust me, any of these key price areas break, and the bid might immediately drop to like a 112, or the offer jump to like a 121. So take those with a grain of salt. I'll try it. If it gets back up to like 118, 119, I will definitely take a shot at it shorting, but only a tight one in front of a 120. And there's no way I'm holding anything short. I'm going to cross way up there with an aggressive limit order if 120 breaks. I'm not getting caught short that name.
I'm still, like, so I only have the two positions on AMD, which is still at day's high here and still ripping. So that's $1.34 in the money. Congratulations to anybody that does have that one. What we're looking at, though, I wanted to look at Rio is Fisker. Like, what the heck is happening with FSR? I'm invested into this SPAC here, so a little bit worrisome that we're coming to the downside. 8+% today on Fisker. Gets as high as 15 here. I'm wondering, again, we saw what's happened to NEO today. That actually spiked up. XPEP continues to be red. 1580 here on Fisker. Do we have some support? We have some support early here at 15, basically. Thank God it's making a comeback. It's now above VWAP. I think this could go now. 1550 maybe for a spot. Let's just see, break it down to a 3-minute chart here. I want to take this long, so let's just wait. Where's VWAP there at 3 minute is 1530, 1580 as the high. We haven't been around here in a bit. If we go back 17, 16s, yeah, no, we haven't been to 15 in a while. So this is probably a decent spot here to get some Fisker. Let's take a little bit on a 1550 break, guys. What's up, Brent?
I just double checked on Fisker here once again. Yeah, nothing significant as of today. You remember they signed that deal with Cox Automotive over in the UK, and Rivis Fleet Solutions. We talked about it on the show going back a couple of days ago, but there's been nothing since then. But definite negativity for FSR. Want to mention this one. Yeah, Expedia having a really nice day here. Recent highs coming for EXPE, 2.5%. Citigroup with an upgrade on Expedia today. Valeria's watching what's going on over in Europe. About an hour left over there. What's up, Valeria?
Hey, Brandon, European shares are trading mixed on an ongoing Brexit trading deal negotiations. HelloFresh trading in Germany is up almost 14% after it increased its full-year guidance on Wednesday. Back to you.
Yeah, they're really struggling getting that Brexit deal done with the rest of the EU and other countries as well. So we'll have a look at the currencies coming up here in a few minutes as well, guys.
I mean, if Airbnb is going to open at 150, then yeah, Expedia 3%. That seems like nothing at this point. I mean, obviously we're going to see. We don't know where it's going to open up. There's no guarantee. 150 is just where it currently looks like. So that could certainly be higher or even lower. I mean, I wouldn't be terribly surprised if, like yesterday, maybe it drops like $5 or $10 eventually. But just looking at Expedia here, I mean, already a bit of a break here at that 130 level. Just let's see if it gets to this 133-ish. And just looking at yesterday's pop. It looks like an obvious rollover spot. I wanted the rollover in AI. There it goes. Like twice. We're looking at trades in AI and unable to capitalize on it. Liquidity, I mean, it is what it is on this stock, but sometimes you have to be a little bit more aggressive. Should have done it on AI longs and then that 120 short instead of trying a DoorDash. But Expedia, 133, an obvious level from yesterday. I'll take a shot in front of it. Looks like it's trying to roll over here. This is a 15-minute chart if you guys are wondering.
Still looking at NEO on a 3-minute chart. There we go. We bounced off this VWAP of 44. Good thing we got out, but now we're right back into that. So I think a little small baby long at 44.50, also something that we should be looking at here on NEO. See if we get it back to 45. So let's take that 44.50 long on NEO. We're checking back in on Fisker as well. As Fisker, we have that 50 level, 1850 that we like on FSR. Oh, that's a New York name. Sorry about that. FSR, it does fade off that, but that's fine. I still like this. Remember, this is a 3-minute chart. Look, I mean, this is, again, my target, and again, we can't, I mean, Neil and I talk about this every day because it's so super important. Risk management, like, not only will give you the ins, but I'm going to give you the out too. Like, I'm only going to take as many shares as I want to be able to lose 50 cents, right? I'm not super excited about Airbnb anymore, but we still want to make sure that we're watching that and watching money come out of the market as Airbnb gets ready and closer to open. So I'm going to give this down to $15 even, wait for a 15.50 break. So that's about a 50 cents worth of risk. So again, like if you're going to take 1,000 shares, you got to be able to risk $500, right? So that's the kind of logic that I try to use basically for all of my trades. And, you know, if it goes bad, then what do I do next? And I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking like that. I know it's sometimes a little negative, like, oh, if it goes bad, but we're trading, man, and this is not an easy job to do. So you got to put some risk management tools in place. And I'm looking for a 15.50 break, so I'm going to give it back downside. That's how I measure the risk in some of these trades.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I'll take it almost a step further, and I don't know, call me pessimist, but I assume it's going to every single trade is going to go wrong. And then what is the idea that you're going to do off of it? And sometimes it causes you to be a little bit pensive, is maybe the word. So you got to get the exact perfect price, but you'd rather miss out on something like an AI than get caught in a 120 squeeze, or like if I short this one at like 117 and I only wanted to risk like $2, then I'm taking it off in front of the high of the day, or I'm holding it and absorbing a bigger loss than you expect. And obviously, any rule break would have worked out on AI. There's just no question about it. If I had shorted it and chased it all the way down, now it's coming off. But that doesn't. If you break your rules and then make a win, the market is not going to be kind to you because you're getting rewarded for doing something that's ultimately bad, and in the long run, that's going to crush you. Starbucks looks like it doesn't want to go here, so I'm going to get out of it on the backside. The best break was a 104 trade. The 105 not looking very successful for me, so 1 for 2 on Starbucks. AI, I'm going to miss out on that short. If it comes up again, there might be a shot at that 120, but at that point, you could be looking at a break. And as we said in that little 3-panel or 3-box that we did, let's watch out for some of those indicative opens. When we get back to 120, if Airbnb is talking about like 175 or something crazy like 180, I probably would not short in front of AI. But as long as it's settled down, I would still take that level because it did look good and there was some size selling when I saw it the first time.
Yep, exactly. Let's talk about looking good here. We just got back into BABA, or not back, for the first time into BABA here. Should have obviously got some on the low side. And this is the problem. We're so busy doing things. I think the best advice is kind of watch to see the stocks that we're looking at and then pick the levels if you do like them. This would have been a great one down here on VWAP again. It comes all the way back to 263 and change before testing that and now making moves to the upside. So we're small, but we are long at 264.60 here on Alibaba. I do like it. I like the name. Again, if there's any Chinese company that is not in threat of being delisted by that new legislation there, I believe it's Alibaba, maybe JD as well. As Alibaba, it looks, their financials basically mimic an American company. Price Waterhouse is their accounting firm, and they've verified everything through with Alibaba. So I love Alibaba for the long side, man. Given to you guys at 262 for a long-term trade, and I ain't getting out of that one. What's up, B?
Infineon here. This is not Infineon. Just saw Infineon popping up on a scanner, though. It looks like it did get an upgrade today from Morgan Stanley and a price target increase from 33, that's euros, over to trades in Germany, but also in the US as well. So Infineon just popping up on a volume scanner today, guys.
Definitely have a look there. I do want to jump back to the name that it's not 100% avoidance, but we didn't want to get caught in halts on GLSI, so I've been very, very picky about where we tried to get in. I did like a 100 break if it gave you a shot, but look, it didn't. It ran up, halted shy of it at 95, and then off the open, it was very ugly, sort of opening right at that level instead of beneath it. So I would have liked to break up. That never happened. For the first time in a couple of days, it's actually consolidating and is traded for a little bit without halting. So maybe this is a sign that we can jump into this name. You're below this 100 mark now. It's tested through a couple of times. This last one here, I can tell you that didn't happen. That was just dark pool print. So it might have a bit of a temp roof on it at 100 even. If it breaks this 90 to the downside, a breakdown trade in this stock, it's like if it doesn't go right away, I would probably just immediately slip out of it. So I'm either using resistance level, which I would love to at 100, or you take a shot through that 90 even. And the way this stock has gone, because I mean the news is so fantastic, going long in front of 90 isn't crazy. Just keep in mind, we talk about liquidity all the time. This is deceiving. Look at this level 1 price. That's $1 spread, more than $1 spread consistently. You'll see occasional shares and 100-share lots. That could be really like 10 or 20 shares in reality that you'll see at these top bids. That's why you always won't see it reflected at the level 1. So that 95.39 that you see, that was less than 100 shares. That's why it'll show up on level 2, and then the level 1 price won't even move. So the real spread for liquidity is consistently over $1 on GLSI. So if 90 breaks, take an amount that you're risking to probably 88 if you want to go long. That's how far I think it would go down if it breaks instantly. Brendan, what's up?
Didn't give you much of a trade yesterday, but GameStop here back on the radar, 2.25% upside, just hanging out here, just below $14, guys. So we mentioned this yesterday off of earnings. Again, didn't really do anything yesterday, but we're back into some of these levels that we did test yesterday for GME.
So there it is, guys. We missed Neil because we were looking at Alibaba, but hopefully you guys got that. It rips all the way to 80 on that 50 break. So good trade there for anybody that had that, and I hope it was you guys. Alibaba, yes, sir. We take it off there a little bit ahead of 65 there. 65 yesterday was some drop spots. We looked at that on a 3-minute. We talked about getting some off if we ever came back to these levels. So now we'll let the rest ride as we get out of 3/4 there. And again, it's just a scalp trade for me, man. We talked about that. So there it is out there for 30 cents on Alibaba. We trade directly with Day Trade the World. So our fees are very, very manageable, needless to say. So if you can't take a 30-cent scalp there, that's what I did. I still like it to the high side. I think if the market wants to go, it looks like it's going to try to break new highs here. Even the ES a little bit more away, 36.76. But we're going to wait to see if we get to 266. This is a little bit of a bunched up area. So I think 265.50, probably good. Take the dollar if you can get it. So let's wait to see if it wants to go for us. Starbucks, man, we're still holding long and strong on that one. I was giving it to 104.50. We're still long at 104. My voice is about to go. And then AMD right now, a big little move still to the high side as we continue to crush that one. You can see the damage we're doing, man. We're long everything right now. And it's been a quite the nice day there. And I just hope, I really, really do hope, guys, that you're cooking with some Neo gas, because I gave this one to you at 44.50. You guys heard me talk about it. And now there it is, 25 cents into the money. Congratulations, anyone has that one. Wow, Fastly up 7%, but right now it's over to Sector Watch. I like it when it looks like that, but there's still a little bit of red there, Brendan.
Oh.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500. It's really all about one group so far today. This is the energy group over here. The entire thing, big moves coming from this group today. 11% for SM, MTDR 11%, PVAC 10%, SWN goes on and on here. We're talking 6+% from this kind of side over up to about 11.5 to 12%. So energy stocks making up basically all of the gains right here. The market is positive, but only just 0.15%. EGHT down here in the software group in the tech sector, 36% today. CMTL offsetting that from the hardware group, 12% downside. Overall tech stocks just creeping into positive territory, but not really doing a heck of a lot. Consumer discretionary shares, negative. We have financials, negative as well. The entire banking group is in the red so far today. You can see SNEX, diversified financials as well, 11.8%. Some news on that one. We have industrials, pretty flat on the day. There's a few that are positive, offsetting the rest here that are in negative territory. So we are red on this group, but only just. Material stocks positive. Healthcare group over in the corner, they're also in positive territory. The relationship of the size of the actual box on this board depicts the size of the move for the overall sector. So you can see a lot of these are pretty small today, which indicates we are basically flat, 0.14%. This is it. Energy stocks really strong today, guys. Back to you.
All right, guys, still 8,300 viewers, so congratulations to everybody for finding us. Thank you so much for finding us as we go. What I want, after I see this Airbnb, we're going to go to that in a second here, if I can, just to show you guys. Airbnb still at that 150. We have paired off, 1.6 million shares still working it. So we'll wait to see here. Brendan keeping his ear on it, but we are watching this. So 150. This doesn't give an indicative time or anything of when we could open. It just gives the current market time and then just keeps updating. So Airbnb right now, the price is going to come out hopefully at 150. And this is what I want from Brendan. I want Brendan to find out the name of who's organizing the Robinhood undertaking. It's Goldman Sachs. I want the number of that underwriter, and I want to mortgage my house to get whatever that comes out at. Because if you had Airbnb at $68 right now, it's going to open up probably at like 180 or something like that. That's an instant triple. What's going to happen, Brendan, when Robinhood IPOs later on this month? I'm just super excited to see what that stock does. If you can find the name of the underwriter, maybe we can pool some of our money in. I don't think we can have the minimum that they need, but we'll pool some together and get in on that Robinhood print.
Yeah, we got to fly down to New York maybe if we can even and see if we can't find that guy. But what a move this is going to be. I just wanted to show you this as well. For Airbnb, guys, they've asked, I mean, it doesn't affect the stock, but they've asked hosts around the world to ring their doorbells when the stock does open today. So it's not only going to be on the NASDAQ, but everybody's going to be randomly ringing their doorbells for this IPO, guys.
And we're going to do backflips right now.
Ridiculous.
Thank you, Randy, for that. Yes, we also do have, oh, God, I see what you did here, Randy. Look at this, guys. Okay, which one do you want to go to? That one? Sure. Poo head emoji. Thanks, Randy, for that one. There goes Baba. Bang, it's hot dogs for everybody. There's the hot dog gun. No, it's not. But here we go, guys. Up in the money now, $1 on Alibaba. So there's the call there. I no longer feel bad missing the Neo call because your boy has this. So here we go, guys. Alibaba to the high side. We're just crushing everything today. You can see the numbers at the bottom. It's been a monster day. The only thing we've fallen off on was DoorDash. And same thing as yesterday. What a surprise. But here we go. It's right back to where we said. It actually gets to my spot, and I don't have any orders out. So 265.70, we should have took that out. We did see some bunched up areas right there. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Will Airbnb an open at 150? Yes, it will, at least right now. Thanks again on TGTX. No problem, guys. Keep it going. But here we go, guys. Big time move for Airbnb, for Alibaba. Very similar symbol, BABA, ABNB there. 265.50. Let's get some out and just ring the register on the dollar winner for here for Baba.
Yeah, guys, I mean, the indicated open is 150. It got as high yesterday in DoorDash is 195 and then opened at 182.
Yeah.
So, that is subject to change, of course. We can, if it changes, we'll keep telling you guys what we're looking at. And at that time, that's what it looks like it's going to open at. So 150 certainly for the time being, but we could be changing orders and having a difference of $5-10 or even more. So who knows? Hopefully we get an open before again the show at 11:30, but there's no guarantees.
Right.
You saw that pop up, of course, in AI made a move, DoorDash made a move when we got that first indicative price on Airbnb. Expedia made one as well, right into yesterday's tops at 133. That was kind of one of those rollovers I guess have to have. But, I mean, all kinds of support in front of 131. So I don't know how much this one even wants to give back. And what I don't want to happen is that 150 goes to like 170 and then Expedia takes off the top. So I might have to take a smaller win than expected on Expedia here. Just feels like, and thank you, Randy. We need lots of this today because we don't know, when these things are going to open for us or, how long we're going to have this hands on the keys. Take the bathroom breaks when you can. Because when the open is imminent, if you got an order to get in, you got to sit and you can't move.
Okay, so AI there makes a new all-time high, breaking through 115. Obviously, it's not super exciting because it's its birthday yesterday. So AI yesterday, it's your birthday. Nice little move there, rips all the way to 120. Like liquidity on these names, man. I said I wouldn't look back at Dash because I hate this stock, and that is why. We are short here, 178 all the way down. It takes us off a little bit there. Like I'm embarrassed to show this chart, but I mean, this is what we do on the show if you're joining us for the first time. time. I mean, we talked about our winners and our losers. I tried to short this thing before getting blown out, and we talked about why we shorted it, and here it goes right to the downside again. Money coming out of Dash today into Airbnb. So that was the rhetoric, and I believe in it. It's just we got squeezed out. I mean, that's what it was. I'm for sure they ran stops here on Dash. Like yesterday, look at this 186, right? That's the stop they're running. They're running these 185, 186s against you. They know people are caught short here, so they run it up, get you to blast it out, and then look, basically what, three green candles here in an hour on Dash. This is a 3-minute chart. So yeah, what a surprise. You dirty little cheeky. Anyways, that
you know
happens,
what you can say
to these stocks.
Sean, I'm gonna
I
hit
hate
the
you,
arrow.
DoorDash.
I'm gonna hit the arrow down. Like I just said, Expedia running into resistance, so I take off like 50 pennies, and of course it just instantly goes $1. Starbucks rolled over. I said, eventually if the long break didn't work, it was a good one at 104, and that worked out just fine. But the long off of the high break there at 105 did not work out. Rolling into a short when it broke out of this range, it was 104.65. I mentioned to you guys. I just got that short off that level at 63. Scalp some in front of VWAP. I'll see if I can hang on to this trade. But I'll go tight stop because I'm still bullish on the name. And again, I said this yesterday, tighter stops on just about everything. You don't want to get blown out when Airbnb could still be a fantastic opportunity. Just an adjustment in how I'll trade it today. Maybe take something off the open and then wait for a bit of a dip to be able to buy it. Brendan, what's up there?
Okay, so other things going on, obviously. Let's talk about this one. LPCN, Lipocine, a little biotech firm, had FDA approval on one of their treatments that they're working on yesterday. You can see on the daily chart, this thing got sold off hard on that news because about halfway through the day, they actually removed the press release from their website, suggesting that maybe it wasn't a done deal. But this one, LPCN, just starting to pop up again on volume, guys. Back to 150 for this one.
So I remember when we saw early, Neil, we saw in the buy locator, and I kind of made a joke, and no joke here. XOM, look at this. It was like the only bid there on the imbalance meter locator this morning, and XOM has just took off here, all the way upside. A beautiful little out for anybody now. And again, I'm not going to say the oil sector is dead. I just have said it's pretty uninvestable at some of these levels. But look, XOM with a nice move to the high side, 44.33. I did want to look at a chart. Like, this is a beautiful move up here in XOM, right into these trouble areas now. You could break out, man. I mean, when we had Kevin O'Leary on, he made the call on XOM somewhere down here. Obviously, he's a value investor, so that was kind of an easy one when we were dipping down in March. I mean, it's a good call, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I mean, realistically, everything in March bottomed and then ripped. So, but right now, if you look at the technicals, I like XOM on a break here, but it needs to still get above 44.45. I think this is probably a little bit overdone here on ExxonMobil, so let's look to find a short, especially if it breaks 44 to the downside. I'm going to hit this short coming back down. XOM short 44, guys.
You know, they tell you not to trade your book or not to be too biased, but you just talked about maybe overbought. I mean, U.S. Steel touched $20 yesterday. Remember that breakout at 10 even? When it was sort of like an obvious play. The only thing that anyone can agree about is Buy American, also infrastructure. All this recovery name had to do was make a nice little turn. It eventually gave you that 11 at 50-ish, where it really got an acceleration. But look at that. Look at this 20 even top. It's just a hard top at 20, pulling back 10%. Now making another run to the upside. It seems like you can't seem to stop this name. 19 is about to break, and the reason why, sometimes I'd be looking for a short like this, something that's run so far. But no, not when 20 is looming. So 19 breaks, I would look for 20 to maybe short in front of on U.S. Steel. Brendan, what's up there, bud?
I was just checking on Pfizer here. There wasn't much of a reaction as far as the stock. Oh, here it goes, starting to go a little bit through to 42 for Pfizer. But just saw a headline suggesting that there was officially no COVID-related deaths in this trial. Remember, the 2 deaths they did report were because of an allergic reaction. So they were just reiterating that no COVID deaths in their vaccine trial. They also said that one of the cold chain storage companies were also targeted in that cyber attack that we mentioned yesterday for both Pfizer and BNTX, guys.
I saw that as well, and I also saw that they got published in the journal, and still didn't really do anything off that number. So Pfizer still, man, big time trading to the high side. Remember, the CEO dumped like couple $1 billion worth of shares or something not too long ago on some of those approvals. So that's a bit shady, but whatever. I mean, those kind of things are planned. These guys know when the releases are coming. I think it's, what is it, December 17th or something. There's a big day coming for Pfizer and Moderna. They're coming in late December where they're going to get the official approval and official everything. I was reading about that, so we can find the dates on that.
Yeah,
but
the U.S.
U.S., yeah, of course, yeah. The UK is already there. Canada gave the nod.
And I think the third country it's Bahrain.
Yesterday?
Yeah, it's like Canada, England, and Bahrain. I think are the three that are given approvals. Someone just said, and look, it's true. Tesla made a massive bounce here, and we're at 616. It's getting close to pink shorts time. Look, it is what it is, and you get a move like this on Tesla. This is a 15-minute chart here, guys. You're getting into what was a level in the afternoon on a bounce in Tesla. Shy of the 620. It will support the session before at 620. We're at 615 right now. I mean, you can give it $5 if you want. I was kind of hoping it would test into that 15 to 20 range, so you can get something a little bit tighter to that 620-ish price. The 20 seem like good levels always on Tesla for whatever reason. I can't even imagine what that might be, but it doesn't look like it wants to go there just yet. I'm trying to be patient here because I don't want it off the 15 level. It is 620 that I like. Otherwise, I'd already be short at 614. But like you said, if you survive shorting, you're supposed to get pink shorts from Elon himself. I don't know if that's actually true. What is true is that there's nobody better letting you know what's talking when it comes to the world of money and crypto. Let's go to Brennan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, let's talk currency. Just a heads up, if you're watching that SSPK, that new SPAC today, the CEO of the actual weed map company on that other channel right now talking. Let's have a look at the British pound. First of all, I put the pound back on the chart over here because we're right back down to these support levels, 132.5 to 133. There's still a lot of problems when it comes to getting a Brexit deal done. So they're talking about big declines today for the pound, 132.8 once again for the pound, as there really doesn't seem to be a roadmap to getting a deal done as far as immigration and imports, exports are concerned with the EU. So weakness returning to the British pound, weakness otherwise returning to the US dollar. As you can see, a lot of these top to bottom are higher again today. The euro, 121.3, up 0.5% today. Our Canadian dollar, guys, almost a full percent to the upside at one point today, 78.6. Now for the CAD, the British pound, I mentioned, down on Brexit fears. We have the Swiss franc in negative territory as well, but the Japanese yen was higher. Australian dollar, New Zealand, both significantly higher as well. If you have a look at the Aussie, kind of a technical breakout above that recent last pivot, 1 full percent to the upside. Crypto's at the bottom there in negative territory, only just, really not doing a heck of a lot today. Guys, back to you.
Did not yet get into that Tesla. We're still not above that 615. It got to 616.74. I want to go back, if I can, to this NEOS. I still do have like 20% of the position. Actually, sorry, just like 30% of the position left. Now, it just broke back above VWAP and tested towards this buck, but it got to like 96. I would have reloaded around like 98 $1 if it rolled over. I'm not going to force this trade. I think it already gave you one failed break. It found resistance or support around where I expected at 80 cents, but not exactly there. We got to like 82, 83 before bouncing. If it gets back to that price, I'll take most of it off again and maybe look for even a long position. It would be worth it there in front of that support level on NEOS. Like I said, Tesla didn't give the entry point. It got pretty close, but I wanted something a little bit, at least halfway between that 615 and 620 level. I missed that by about $1.
Okay, yeah, so Alibaba there, we hit the surprise, not surprise, the area that we wanted to, and then we get it out there again. Look at this Alibaba trade there, what a great one. In at 264.60 on that break, out for 40 cents, and then out for $1 there as it touches 90 cents, as it touches 265.50, and we cashed out there actually at 44. So in at 64, out at 44. So let's call that 80 plus 30, a nice little $1.10 on everything overall there for Alibaba as we go in and out of that name. And congratulations, anybody had that with us on there. So that was a good one. And the thing about this is I'm a little bit embarrassed because everybody knows how much I love Palantir and how we're long at $10 on this one. It's been a fantastic one. And I feel bad because today, I loved this 27 level right here. I just didn't think we were going to get back to that. Here's a little breaking spot yesterday in the afternoon. And again, I'm just doing this for education here. because it's important, I feel anyways. 26.75, yesterday in the afternoon. Look how many times we bounced off that. Maybe I can zoom in again. And again, a record day for viewers today. So thank you so much for that. And if you can hit the like, the subscribe, become a member, guys. You can ask me, Brendan, and Neil individual questions on Monday. If you are a member, we'll do that for about 45 minutes to an hour after our show on Monday. 26.70 here. So that was yesterday afternoon. Look how many times we bumped up there, right? We bumped there again on this tank at 10 o'clock before bouncing back up almost $1. And then when we finally break it, we get some action at 27 again, then the break happens. I didn't want to take this because I wanted to clear all of this. So that would have been 27 dead on right there. And then fast forward to today, there's the 27 break, and you don't even get, well, that's 26.80. That's that top. That's the best break right there. It never goes against you. If you did take 27, though, you'd have had to absorb about 20 cents, but now you're in the money huge on Palantir. So let's see if we can find another spot. See, my next spot would always be up here, I guess, which is 28.25, going back a couple days, where you get some bounces again there. Oh, you know what? Because I changed my charts, I think I got to disclude holidays and weekends because that's why we have a little bit of a blank spot there. But I like this level here, 28.25, if we can get to it. But Palantir's on fire right here.
Yeah, and I'm just watching Tesla continue to flush. It got to like 610. Obviously, it's going to miss the entry point by maybe like $1 or so, but if you have a style that you're working with and jumping in shorts in Tesla on a day where it's screaming to the upside, you got to be a bit picky. I got OBLN up here, and I apologize if I didn't catch who mentioned this one in the chat. I saw maybe talking about this 175 look. I'm looking at about 180 on this stock, just sort of a couple sessions ago. You sort of look at that 180 bottom. You look at the afternoon. Well, I guess the bulk of the day, the high 180 after it made that nice rejection off $2, guys. So 180 is the level I like here. I know 175, the current high, and it's that psychological quarters as well. But I like to reinforce it with something on the daily chart. It's still showing some strength to the upside. Here's the problem. This has done 600,000 shares, and the bulk of it has come in this nice little run to the upside. That's why I would not be shorting it off of that level. And it might even be a breakout at 180. But what I can also show you is just above that 180 mark. Here's somebody looking to sell, and there's not a lot of liquidity here. That's 20,000 shares is nothing to sleep at when it's done less than $1 million on the day. So there are some sellers above that price. So I'm hoping for a break up of that 180 price, rejection at some of those sellers, and then come back down instead of just jumping in front of the train. Sometimes you got to pay attention to level 2, especially when the volume is as low as it is on OBLN. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Okay, a couple of things. I mentioned that SSPK, the actual CEO from the company, talking on that other channel, must have mentioned something important because a huge spike just came in there, guys, from 14 up through 15 on significant volume for this SSPK. Now 40% to the upside. I also noted ACB. We mentioned ACB a little bit yesterday. We were talking about it as they updated some of their Canadian operations. They were going to shut down some facilities, some grow facilities, and eliminate some jobs as well. But back to the upside today. We are negative, but trying here to hold higher through 975 for ACB.
We hit Weed Batman at 975. Wow, that's pretty low for that. My pick, always, guys, for this space here would be CGC. Trade with the best, and I just think that this one is the best in breed there. There are other names like TrueLeave and things like that that have performed better than CGC, but remember, CGC, they bought that Acreage Holdings there as well, so they're into everything right now. I like CGC. I like Grow Generation Brands better than everything, but that one got hit yesterday. Let's just see here if there's anything on CGC. I don't like these names for a day trade. I've never just had very much luck with it. And then, so here we go. Now that it's on the NASDAQ, you get a different symbol. 29.50. I got to wait for blowouts here. I'm not going to be trading CGC, but if I could make a prediction, it would be, a longer term call. I would prefer everybody get into CGC for myself anyways. That's what I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the space as it stands right now. Usually I'll be, shorting Sundial, which I could have done today, actually. I want to show you guys this chart because sometimes it's about going through the process and what you got to do better. On SSPK, I actually said, let's buy the dip into that 1350 area. And then in the pre-market, I even said, give it a little bit more room because I don't want the stop to be at 50. Let's give it some more room to the downside. Just not enough in this particular case. So I did buy into it off of the open, exactly the plan. It dipped in, bounced off that support, but it came down to the quarter. So ultimately, when I look at that retracement, it was a $1.50 retracement, and at the bottom, I was willing to give it 10 cents past that area. Probably not enough room, and certainly you've seen the move that it made back to the upside. So that's the kind of thing you want to take into consideration, because all it would have taken is if you want to move the stop an extra 10 or 15 cents, adjust the share size accordingly, and then you're risking the same amount of money. That slight adjustment the next time gives you a 10% bounce back to the upside, and you can get that winner. That's what I have to consider here, because both AI and SSPK, the levels were basically perfect, but neither one of them that I win on. They weren't big hits, but you got to have the execution win and the P&L to show for it when you have a good call. It's about executing the trade, guys. It is 11 o'clock. Europe is the thing, and Valeria is there to talk about it.
Hey guys, European shares are mostly in a negative territory. Brexit is in focus. Russia is leading the market up 1.45%. France is up 0.14%. Germany is down 0.32%, and Britain is up 0.7%. Ocado, trading in London, is down more than 6% after it's raised its further outlook, but noted that sales growth had slowed. Back to traders.
And AI, I was just talking with Sean here. AI just broke making fresh highs. 123, it was just 122. Now 123 is the top. So I talked about missing out on whatever. SSPK, and clearly AI was definitely worse. There was a short opportunity off 120 that you could have taken, but this is why you can't stand in front of that trend. I mean, I'm expecting on this push to the upside that we're probably going to get some repricing on Airbnb to the high side. So that 150, we could be looking at higher than that whenever it does open, and we're 11 o'clock already, and nothing yet. I just have a couple of things on here, and I just actually got Expedia through the top. So we talked about if AI would go, Expedia might as well. That's why I took off the short. And here we go. So let's see what happens with Airbnb. I'm going to check in on my balance locator in a second when I can throw it up. But 133, that was yesterday's high. Quickly, if I can show you here, that was yesterday's top, just shy of that. So Expedia had the short, took it off too early. Now we're into the long, because if you can't beat the sectors or beat these hot names, you might as well join them.
I agree 100% with that kind of talk. AMD, good trade there as I look back at it. We did have that. You guys are asking for me to check Airbnb again. Should I? Hell yeah, I'll check Airbnb again for you guys. So let's do that right now. Look, we're here for you, so that was an easy one for me. 150 still. You do have, again, ignore everything here. Just look at the top ones. These are all done. Nothing's going to be, unless there's some halt coming. Is GLSI maybe is halted? I don't know. But it's on here. We'll show you what that means after. It's not halted, is it? No, I don't think so. But here's Airbnb, 1.8 million paired off, 400,000 to bid still, and the price is still coming out at 150. So what does this mean? I got a lot of people tweeting at me yesterday, and even on the chat today. How do you get involved? You have to ask your broker and phone them, or I'm sure there's a chat, and we have limit on open orders, or you can put a market on open, I believe anyways. And again, just check with your broker, because for us, I'm using a NASDAQ limit on open, and right now I have a buy in for $200. So what that means is if it comes out at 150, I get it. If it comes out anywhere south of 200 or 200 exactly, then I will be put long, because I've told NASDAQ the most I'm willing to pay for this stock, Airbnb, is $200, right? So if it comes out at 205, I miss it. And then my order becomes a limit order down at 200, right? So right now, I'm there. If it comes out right now, then you'll see it, a bang, I'll go long at 150, and then we'll trade out of it from there. So right now, that's what it's coming out at, $150 with still some pairing to go. Man, we have 25 minutes left, guys, in the show. Yesterday, it was exactly 12:42:18 or so when DoorDash came out, and I managed to get smoked with a 10-cent, not smoked, but I lost $2.50 on probably too many shares. What's up, Brendan?
Boeing, guys, just popping up on a scanner here. 1.5%, about to make a day high. They just announced a deal with Frontier Airlines, multi-year deal with Frontier Airlines on the training side of things. So just watching Boeing here back in positive territory.
Already in positive territory is, whoops, wrong chart there. Is Tesla breaking back towards that 615 to 620 area? It got to like 615, came a couple of pennies above, and then rejected. So it's still trying to break a little bit higher. Well, the thing about this time of day, which is actually decent, this doesn't look like a good shorting opportunity, obviously. But if we take out this top and immediately reject again, that'll be twice we failed at this range. And then I like that retracement probably a little bit more. So if we get a shot at it here, I definitely want to take it. The first time was good. It just didn't really meet the parameters for me getting into that 617.50. I think this time it might do it. So I'm looking for a spike up. I'm ready on level 2 here to quickly take a bit of a short. As long as it rejects 620, if that gets broken, you won't see me pop into that trade at all. Expedia trying to hold that break. I mean, what I'd like to see here is at this point like an indicated open higher on Airbnb, and that could shoot Expedia to the upside. If that comes any lower, like if that drops to 140 or 145, I'd just cut Expedia off, even if it hasn't stopped me out.
Okay, there. Yeah, guys, I mean, people are talking. Here comes Fisker. Okay, I'm seeing that on the chat right there. PLTR. What is PLTR doing, guys? Oh, man, that 27 call still cash money as we go. Where is the cash money thing here? Let's just go market green today as it's been a good day. We have a lot of different. Oh, there it goes. I was going to say, why is that not working? But just a little bit slow on that one. We'll pop some wheelies today for some of these longs. It's been just such a great day for those longs. Let's check out Fisker as apparently that's coming back. Yes, it is. So we gave ourselves down to 15. Like, if I like the long there, why did I not average into or why did I get longer at 15 there? And I'm not in it at all. But here we go. Fisker coming back to the upside here. I still like a 1550 break. This time, if it does break, there goes Boeing, taking that out to the top side. So we're long into Boeing. I thought that it was going to take out this 235.60. It does do that right now on that news. We did look. There's the dancing Valeria. That must mean good news as I see it out of the corner of my eye. Here's Boeing. I've already talked about it. We're already long here on this breakout right now. 217 we're long at. Nice to see it moving today. And we're going upside right now. So a nice little 10-cent win. Not taking that on Boeing. Let's go see what was going yesterday. This is a consolidation area at 236.50. If we could get some off a little bit before that, that'd be great. 236.20 maybe. And then 237 upside. What's that? 237.20. Let's see if it gets there, man. But right now, I'm just concerned about this level here. 236.20. Let's take a little bit off there. If we can get 60 cents on this in a minute or two, we'll take it. So 236.20, first target to get out of a third of Boeing, guys.
Yeah, about to get run over by this Tesla train here as it's about to break this 620. And this is how much I trust it. I have an order to cover my Heine in case it breaks that 620. I did grab the short in front of it, 1825. But I was still ready, hands on the keys, in case that order missed, so I could manually get out of the trade. It's just being extra careful in this particular case. I trust the stop order. I mean, Tesla has so much liquidity doing 30 million shares. There's probably no trouble getting out on the back or the upside through that 20 break. But still, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's not like I have to worry about too much of anything else. Expedia just bounced a little bit for me. I'm looking to see first if we can get back to that 15 range. If it does, I would certainly scalp a couple of bucks out of it and then look for a deeper retracement into 610. And if the bid just completely evaporates on this, I'd be prone to pulling both of those orders. But this looks hella strong right now, as a 620 could get taken out any second now. Brennan, what's up?
Just watching this QIWI, if anyone has noted that QIWI is down significantly. This is a payment processing firm in Russia. Apparently, the Russian government announcing aftermarket yesterday, you can see that they're restricted certain portions of this company's operations in the in that country. So down 20% for this one today, QIWI, but just actually popped up on a buy scanner there. Volume coming in on the buy side, back above 1095 here for QIWI, guys.
Can I call it Kiwi? I don't know. I guess you can't because Kiwi spelled with a K. But like I said, still same thing happening over here in Tesla. It's that 620 level that is about to, I mean, every time I say it's about to break.
It doesn't?
I mean, like, yeah, where'd my level 2 go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Every time I say it's about to break, it shows its face and then completely rejects, which is kind of a good sign, and then it snaps right back up. So we've seen this before. That's usually a bullish sign where it rejects off a key level, and then there's a buyer that's every single dip, someone's buying heavily into that dip. So that's what's kind of happening here on Tesla. Like I said, I'm short basically right here. 1874 is my average price. So probably at worst case, risking $2, which is why I would take some out in front of 615 if it can get there. I just don't know if it can, but I'll tell you, if I don't lose on this trade, someone mail me my pink shorts. Not that I would wear them on the show, because you couldn't even see them if I did, guys. But either way, it looks like it should be a decent trade as long as we can hold on to this level. Watch out for that NEOS. I do still have some of that short, but it's getting close to that dollar range. I want to jump back in, but let's see it reject the dollar for a third time, or a second time, sorry, before I add back into that position.
Okay, so we are in now to our friend here, Fisker. So I'm going to give it a little bit of room, obviously, but you know, VWAP is right here, man, at 35 now. So we're probably going to drop a little bit if we break back down below the quarters here, if it does go. Not happy to get this while the NASDAQ is coming down here. So I think that hurt a little bit. I really did think it wanted to go. That hurt that trade, but that's fine. We're still in this one, and we're in it at 54. So we got not a great trade there on a 50 break. Should have got long like 52 or 53, but we'll take 54s. We'll take what the market gives us. I can't believe I'm like upset about it. It's against us 8 pennies. I guess that's just not normal. But here we go. We're going to watch that go, and then I'm going to use some of this as a bottom. The ultimate bottom, though, guys, a breakdown here of 1490. Look, if we're going to be wrong, we're going to be wrong, and that's fine. With only 20 minutes to go here in our show, we're going to wait. Look at the market. Come on, don't do this. Let's just continue to go up. I may take a little bit more off right now just because it's holding up here in the market coming down, but I still believe in this name, so let's see if we get upside. We do notice that there was a 1575 top, so let's get out a little bit if we can for 20 cents, but we're definitely trying to hold Fisker, man. I still think we can get back up here. Even to break through 16, I think is possible. Anything can happen with these names. There goes Boeing, still a quarter in the money, having a problem at 236, so we could take off 40 cents right now. I'm debating doing that as the market's coming down. Yeah, let's take off a little bit more. Let's take off some Boeing here for 40 cents, and then we'll let the high side go back to yesterday's levels that we liked, 236.50. But with the market coming down, I think you should take off some Boeing.
Yeah, and fake break so far on Tesla. So out and right back into it. If I see that kind of fail break, I'm just going to jump back into the trade. And again, if you short that at the low end of the range, like if I shorted 615, the low end of that price range, you're probably, you're losing $5-6 on the trade instead of 1 or 2. And then you're not jumping back into it. And it's sort of the thing that you got to consider. If you know you want to make this trade and see if 620 is going to be your level, you wait. You don't try to catch it early. Yeah, 605 was great. And that would have been a winner if you took it like your $10 right there. But I like 620. That's why I'm playing around with this level, which there it goes. There's the actual break. It looks like this one is now possibly going to be a runner on Tesla. So 621 is now gone. Took a couple of quick shots at it. I will not fight Tesla any more than we already have. Let's wait around for that Airbnb, which my bet is now that it's not going to happen, Sean, before the end of the show, because there's been no change on my imbalance locator in terms of that 150. Certainly, I think it's going to change. I don't think it's actually going to be 150. I think it's going to be a little bit different settlement. That's what happened last time, or yesterday anyways. So let's see if the same thing can't be true. NEOS, there's that dollar break. I'm looking for it to fail anywhere shy of that high. And remember, I made top wick here on that move at 108. I then jumped back into the trade. I'm now looking at that same 108, and I'm waiting for a re-entry point around that price, guys. So if it does roll over here, NEOS will jump back into the short. But I don't want to get in on the way up. That's exactly what didn't work the first time. Wait for it to come back down. If 108 goes and you're bullish on the stock, keep in mind, this is just a stock merger. At the end of the day, this is not someone being bought for cash. I think it has a tremendous amount of upside past this. It's just more of a squeeze play through that price.
Hell yeah, we hit 3K likes, Daryl. And again, I don't know if we are still creating animations, but a 3,000 animation is needed for sure. There's a nice Boeing out. We just talked about taking that 30 cents out right there on the top side, so we did do that. Now, like I said, man, the market was puking a little bit. I don't know why Boeing's coming back down, so we do have to watch out for 234. If that breaks, then we gone on that one. So watch out for 234 break there. And then Fisker, man, it just is just like dripping down here. So we're going to watch out for this VWAP. I think Fisker still goes. So let's wait to see on that one. I don't know. We did talk about taking some off at 47 there, but I think that's would be a mistake. So let's wait to see if Fisker there comes right back to 45. So we're out of the money, 10 cents on Fisker, but I still like the trade for sure. Let's check out Microsoft here as well. That was a great long at 212.50 out 213s. Our initial long was down here before that happened and we got wicked out. That can happen to you guys when the market's going crazy like this. Check back on NEO right here as well. Yeah, missed opportunity alert. Like, well, how do I do that? We go, Mamma Mia, how did you miss that opportunity, Sean? Because 44.50, we talked about hitting that long. Hopefully you guys did. If you were watching at that point, you know that we loved that long at 44.50. Not only that, my biggest trade of the day and my #1 stock today is NEO, as I double check it right there. NEO, what a great long at 43 to start the day, up to 45. Man, NEO just every day, man, just slapping us around here. Today, thank God, it was a money trade, Brendo.
Recent mover, guys, fuel cell. If you remember F-Cell, back to the upside today. It did gap lower on news. They had to rearrange some of their credit facility or current credit facility and lower the payment that they're going to have to pay, which is a little negative. But Canaccord down here as well with a initiation. Started coverage on this F-Cell. So back into the range that we've been trading in the past couple of days. I had 850 and 820 marked off here, but looking to hold this 820, it looks like, for F-Cell, guys.
I like F-Cell. And wow, Kodak finally actually broke down. That's like a 113. That was the current range break from that 1050 area to 1013. I'm still looking at NEOS here because looking for that rejection, same place that'll wake me out before, catch it on the way down like last time. So I'm still in the process of adding this position. Either it gives me sideways between this like 08 top, maybe even like 110, or even on the break of a buck. I'll probably jump into some shares on the break of $1 just because that psychological level. But Kodak just happened, and is what it is. We can talk about that 1050 all we want, but we did miss that trade despite that being the short that we liked. It finally broke the bottom end of this range here, which was 1013. So we use that for another re-entry point. Again, it's not the perfect price. We're able to take 25 pennies last time, so if it breaks 10 even, I'll look for that as the first out on Kodak. But a bid just showed up and got destroyed on NEOS at 103. I got to get more short of that too.
I didn't even realize Kodak went up to that because, yeah, that was my breaking spot there with the 1050, so same as you. And, yeah, nice to see that one. Good short there for Kodak. Let's hope that pans out here for us. NEO's still going. Our Fisker's trying to come back. And then Boeing right now, not much to report as it's a little sleepy right here, right where we're in, man. We're in at 50, and it's just bouncing around here. So we'll wait to see what NEO wants to do. Other than that, man, XPEV just turns positive as well on that NEO bump. I guess it's one of those days here in the electric car realm as you tried to short Tesla there, and I've been doing that as well. Not today, but we were looking at Tesla yesterday, and today there are my best trade in the last couple of days. Wow, it's back to 621. Wow, wow.
Well, there's a key for what happened to me in Tesla today. Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's what you just did, Elon. So congratulations to you because actually I'm a huge I'm a huge SpaceX fan, and unfortunately there was an accident on the way back in for one of the launch was yesterday, I think it was, or earlier on in the week. But for every time Tesla goes up, I love you because that's more money you can put into that, which I think is going to change the world at some point. I talked about NEOS getting more shares because someone got smoked on the bid. Yeah, well, I did, and then they sort of came back here at $1. But this is exactly what happened the last time I tested 108. It got to this level, like 101 to 103, and then gave you some sideways consolidation. So if it eventually breaks down, I feel like, I actually have some bids down below this 98, but I'm not going to add too many because if the same thing goes, I feel like it's probably going to put in a higher low, but that'll probably be around 90 cents instead of 80. So I want to see if I can get the bulk of the position out around that price this time, expecting the same thing, or maybe even a VWAP bounce. So, like 90 to 95 becomes a heavy target range for this trade. I would still say if you're bullish on this name, there's probably a squeeze play through 110. Although, look, you're not, I don't want to say you're investing in anything here if you take that long and you think you're holding into it. This is just an all-stock deal. AYTU is the other side of that. I just think this is the good one to trade. 82 million in volume, and the levels have been pretty solid, at least from what I've been able to see.
Tesla, yeah, still looking at that one. Crazy one.
It's hasn't been broken higher.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Boeing came back to 236 again, so we're going to wait to see what that does. We still have that. I still have those high side targets from yesterday here. Oh, zoomed out too much. This was it right here, 236.20. I do have an order, make sure. Yep, I do have an order there at 236.20, so we'll wait to see if that comes out. It's actually at 21. Picking random things nowadays. 236.21 there. If we make an extra penny, we'll make it. And then 236.50 maybe. And then I honestly think we can get back to yesterday's open, which would be 239 or so on that good news. So we'll wait to see. Maybe could be wrong, could be right on that one. Let's wait to see. That's Boeing. And then the other position we have on now, coming back, guys, from the dead is Fisker now. Back into the money, so that's a good one here. So we will do what? We'll find it out that we're hiding in the weeds here on Fisker, as you know, we could have taken more on the VWAP down there, but let's go see Fisker now back up to 75 or so. We're putting an offer around this level. You guys know I trade quarters, so no, you know, nothing different for me there. 1570. I mean, the high is 78, so I think we'll wait at 73 here. On Fisker to see if we get out of about, let's go a third or so out. And then I still do have, I mean, maybe this is crazy, but I still think we can gap fill back up to 1680. Let's see.
Yeah, and I just want to go back over to, I can't believe Tesla, it's trying to go, and then it just keeps on resisting, and 620 is still a thing. Look at that wick. Man, that would have been nice if that was actually true, trading down to 574. No, it did not. Still trying to hold this level. It just feels like there's a rollover that is still impending. This is weak break through that 620. It was such a key price that I liked. I want to take another shot at it, but it just kind of got to like 625 or so, and maybe a little bit longer of a consolidation into lunchtime could be in store for Tesla. But man, it just feels like it's going to give you 20 bucks coming soon, and I hate to miss out on it. But we got to go to Brennan. I feel like there's only like 9 minutes left in the show. We're not going to likely get Airbnb, but there is still a lot to cover, and he's got some news for us.
Still some weakness, guys, in the retail group. Just having a look at Macy's. There's no real significant news on this group today, but it has been weak overall. We did hold 1130 initially on Macy's up to about 1175, but trying to bounce again right at the bottom. You can see volume coming into this name as we speak here, guys. Macy's trying to bounce once again.
Yeah, retail. Is retail dead? We will find out very soon. I don't think so, because with the vaccine, those are the best plays right now. I already gave you guys SPG. What up, Matt Murphy? I know you had SPG with me down here at $60. This was a call that we gave all of our viewers when it was down here, man. I mean, look at the resistance down here at 60 for SPG, plus a 5% dividend. Load me up. We also got loaded up on JP Morgan. I know today's not a great day for the financials, but who cares? We're long sub-hundy down here, guys, in the 90s for JP Morgan. Those were great calls. And the other call that we had recently was DraftKings. We haven't checked DraftKings today. 49 and change. We're long down in the 30s, as I see Randy. Another call that we had was Ford, sub 7. That's working out as well. And then my most recent trade here was PaySafe. So I'm into PaySafe here. I like the spots. We're in at 1287. We tweeted that out a couple days ago, downside at 1280 and change. So let's watch PaySafe. I still think this thing goes crazy one day as soon as it breaks 14. So PaySafe, let's see if we can pay for that pool with a little bit of PaySafe, guys.
Oh, the pool is trouble. Of course, you do get some use out of it. I know people are like, why would you get a pool in Canada? It's like, it's not that bad here.
Because
we get a good summer.
That's why.
Exactly. You get use out of it. AI, it hit 132. It just came back, and now it's bouncing off of a 120 support. I mean, all we can do is tell you what we see here, and it wasn't actually a difficult thing to say, Sean, when we were talking about the fact that AI was just stronger than DoorDash. There was no question about it this morning. Just got to find a way into that long trade, I guess, because if I'm going to slap myself in the face, I should probably try to hit a bit of a bullseye on NEOS. Of course, I stepped in front of what the Tesla train and got run over. The NEOS, I got to give it a nickname or something. Neos? The Neos trade, this just starts to continue to roll over. I'm going to take some out in front of VWAP because it's still forming a bit of an upward trend, which could give you that break at 110. Of course, that's the level I'm shorting off of here. But I had to add, when I saw that buyer get taken out off that 1 even to 103, the same thing happened and gave me a flush down to 83. I'm not thinking the same thing will be the entire retracement this time. Probably halfway is more of a level down at 90. But I'm going to take some out in front of VWAP anyways, guys. Each time you play off a level, I think there's more eyeballs on it, more people short in front of it. That provides some support to the bid, which is certainly happening here. So you're not going to get as big of a gross move the second time through. So one thing you can do there is play with a bit of a tighter stop, take profit earlier, and then you can jump into more shares, and then the risk reward is about the same as the first time you did it.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out on GRWG there, Doug A. Yeah, Weed Batman was in the building and made a call on GRWG a long time ago. And I don't know if you guys remember, you can probably put in the chat if you want, what price we were long GRWG. If you know that, then good for you. That means you are a long time watcher. But if you see the chart, you can probably also predict where I called that long. Look at Fisker, baby. Hells yeah, goes Fisker. Hey, what's up, Brendan? Is that Brendan there? Yes, it was there. Okay, GRWG making moves here. This is where we're long, guys, in the 16 area down here off of these breaks. We were long because right here, when I saw Kamala Harris talking all about cannabis, I was like, hells to the yeah. So we make that call down there. Congratulations to everybody long. GRWG with us for sure. But look, there goes Fisker, and we could stand up, we could celebrate, we could show you the trophy. Thank you to my kid for giving us this. But there's Fisker. Bang! Fisker goes, guys, to the upside. We talked about taking this one. We took this one against ourselves. So, look, any of you guys watching other shows like, hey, they only pay taking calls once they're in the money. Like, give me a break. This is a big call here for Fisker. So we did take a little bit out there, 67. And look, my order was at 73. Do you know where it just went to? 72. So ho-hum, we miss it by a penny, but it's coming. It's coming, guys. We'll wait to see on that one. And then here's Boeing. Boeing just goes right back to 236 and bounces again. So maybe we'll take that. People wanting Airbnb talk, so I'm going to give it to you one more time. Still at $150 right now, guys. Airbnb still looking like it wants to take out that 150 level. That's where it's probably going to come out at. It's been there for a while, but don't hold your breath because, like I said, it was 12:42 with an 18 seconds yesterday when Dash came out, and I wish I was not trading that, but I was.
Speaking of
Dash, we did
Sean,
lose.
Quickly, speaking of Dash, this is incredibly sleepy DoorDash, and this is probably why I've been looking at AI a lot, guys. This stock has just not moved off this 179, 182 was the close. I mean, there was some moves off the open, but this is so sleepy. There's just nothing to see here, guys. But Brendan, only a couple of minutes to go before the end of the show, so let's get to some earnings that are still in play.
Yeah, one thing to note as well on the Airbnb IPO, the paired volume currently 2.6 million. It's not a lot. I mean, we saw 25 or 30 million on DoorDash, so it doesn't look to be very close at this point. Sadly, that we're not going to be able to bring it to you live on the show, but it will open today, so we'll talk about it tomorrow and throughout the afternoon. There are still a few things, guys, as far as earnings to come after market and before the open tomorrow. Not a lot of attention on any of these. The highest volume on any of these today is actually Oracle, I saw, was 3 million shares. Everything else is basically below 1 million.
I will say this, though. I don't think we've ever failed to take trades in Dave & Buster's when they've had earnings. So, I mean, it's probably going to be an interesting one. I think usually it's a decent trade. I mean, obviously today you're seeing less than 1 million shares done. But I'll probably be looking at this stock. Look, there's not a lot of action here. It's going to be on my list for sure because I think every time we've managed to have some winners on Dave & Buster's. Broadcom is not usually a great day trading stock. So I don't know how excited I am about that particular one. We're likely to be involved in some EV space, I think, tomorrow. And I don't know if there's anything on your radar there, Sean, but Airbnb, that's what it's all about today. There was one other IPO. It was like HY. We'll get it to you guys maybe in the chat, but that hasn't opened either. And I think that was in the cannabis sector.
There was a SPAC. Brendan.
No, it was a different one.
Boom! There it is, guys. So we are smoking today as we go. There's the Fisker trade, and you're welcome. There it is, Fisker. Hopefully you have that with me, man. 1550. We're gonna end the show right now. 0 LFT right now, guys. We screwed up the DoorDash trade. We've talked about that. But since then, man, we're just El Fuego, Mr. Randy, on fire here today. And it's funny because I just saw in the chat here, where is it? Sean throws shade while trading flawlessly. Hey, man, I'm just trying to tell the truth. There we go. PLTR, let's go. Everybody, boom, boom, boom. 420, let's blaze. I don't know about that. But here we go. 3,100 likes. Thank you, Francine, for bringing that up. What a great show it is today, man. We're not negative. I mean, look, Starbucks. Banger. Big winner there. NEO, don't need to talk about that again. Microsoft got wicked out there, but nice little win there. Kind of not as big as we had hoped it were. Bitcoin, bang that one. We've been hammering that one all day. Fisker as well. Big trade there. You saw that one as we go. DoorDash, screw you, DoorDash. So let's move on. Alibaba, 160, 264.60. Look where we're at now. How does $1 sound for you? That's a breakout spot right there. And then Boeing. How about Boeing? Still in the money on that one. Took that 40 cents. And then, wow, man, Sean, you have a lot of winners today. And we didn't even discuss AMD. Boom, AMD. So to say this has been a good day goes without saying. AMD, big time trading there. We are smiling all day today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, there is a national day, I think, and I like it. So let's go to Valeria. Most of you guys are probably into this. Let's see what it is.
Thank you, Neil. And hey, guys, it feels like Christmas already, as we had a record number of viewers and we got 3,100 likes, which is also a record. Guys, thank you very much for your support and love. We love you back, and you're our main inspiration and motivation. We will see you tomorrow, and happy National Larger Day, everyone.
Lager.
Lager. Excuse me, I have no idea.
Lager Day for those of you that are into imbibing or just enjoying a cold one, which is usually more of a summer thing. It's in the middle of winter, so that might not be a thing. But like we said, we are waiting for Airbnb. It didn't open up. There's nothing we can do about that. It's still the same indicated open at 1:50. Maybe it'll be an hour from now, maybe it'll be 25 minutes. Who knows? Either way, we'll let you know how that one went for the entire team. For Valeria in her Pew Pew Capital shirt. And day number 2 or 3 without coffee. My man Shagatina and Brendan Wickens. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you guys tomorrow.